We're recording. So yeah, so welcome to this 6 weeks program. This is six. What we're gonna do is we want to first of all present the program. We'll just dive right in, present what we're gonna study for the next 6 weeks, right? And week 1, which is today, we're gonna do the foundations of generative AI. You're gonna learn a little bit about it. Um, One thing about this training program is that we're gonna avoid making it very technical. We're going to find a balance between technical and normal daily use people. So even if you are just working a daily and you've never been tech before, just the fact that you have a smartphone, you have a laptop, you can do something. Maybe you want to apply for something, you want to go to school. These are, we're going to keep it like non-tech, right? So you want to understand how tools like ChatGPT actually work. These are no tech backgrounds needed. You want to learn how to write clear, powerful prompts. I'm going to learn what is a prompt, right? It's all about prompts, prompt engineering, how you can write proper prompts. Some people just use it, but they don't know that it really depends on the prompts. In computer language, you say what you give to the computer is what you receive. So we're going to learn about that. Hands-on practice, we really want everybody to practice, right? This class is more about practicality. It's not about you just studying and packaging it, right? So make sure. So we're going to try to, okay, thank you for muting. So want to make sure this has a very high impact, right? Want to make sure you what your time spent, the money you've paid, that you're going to have double or triple or multiple times return on your investment. Because for me, the time you're spending here this summer afternoon, it's more precious. So want to make sure that you make the most benefit out of it. Um, Week 2, we're going to study lifelong learnings like summarize notes, how to do for students, especially people who are planning to study. This is going to be very, very important for you. You don't want to miss anything here. You want to ask so many questions. You want to make sure you understand very well how to boost your learning, how to prepare, I mean, this is going to be key for everybody's study. It's going to make study easy. So you're going to use tools that are going to make your study really, really very easy. Week 3, this is a summary. We're going to do a workplace impact, right? How you want to work with your resume, you want to LinkedIn profiles, how you do an interview, prepare for interviews, uh, how you work on that. Let's say you want to brainstorm on ideas and things like that. You're going to bring this. So it doesn't matter the field where you work. This is this is key. This is key for you, right? People work whether you're teaching, whether you are a student, whether you are just replying to daily emails, whether you are even working with, maybe you have something to do with an official document or things like that. You want to make sure you use tools that can really enhance that, right? You want to be professional. Do you want to be professional? Do you want to be friendly? Do you want to be unofficial? Like it's going to give you, there are tools that are going to learn, right? In the workplace, how do you boost your work? How do you enhance? How do you feel fulfilled even at work? Like you're thinking, how do I do so a task? But at work, no matter the job you're doing, it's going to help you, right? But I want to be a social media influencer. You want to be posting on social media, Instagram, all these things are going to be help you there. And then week 4, you're going to look like everyday life personal productivity, right? Tools to simplify daily planning, task list, scheduling, whether your workout, travel, many minutes. There are going to be so many topics in different fields, different things you're going to be doing. In week 5, you want to automate tasks. That's where you're going to be a little bit, how do I automate tasks? Learn to be simple AI tools like chatbot, automations. It's not going to be, there's no coding here because the tools already are going to code some of these things for you. Maybe you want to build an app. Maybe you want to do something on spreadsheet. Maybe you want to build a website. Maybe you want to deploy a website. They're going to show you tools on how you can easily, without any coding, you deploy a website that you want. Like some of this, we demo this during the free webinar. and within 3 minutes, we're able to deploy a fully functional website for yourself. So you can decide, say, you know what, maybe you have an event, you just deploy something just for that event. Maybe a birthday, you just create a website for that, just for that purpose. I just can just uh, deploy something simple, people can see it. Again, you create your mini projects and things like that. Week 6, you want to do, maybe you want to start a side hustle, right? Maybe something that's going to be giving you money. Maybe you want to do some freelance work. You want to work on little things that are going to be giving you income. We want to get to that level where you say, you know what, you're going to use with the advent today of AI tools, you can easily start a side hustle that's going to make you money. Uh, that you can be making money online and you're making money like you scale it depending on how you want to scale it. You're going to go on that. Before then, you're going to have like again, all these we want to make sure it's practicable. Every lesson, we want to make sure you take something home, you practice on your own, and then you test it, and then whatever I want to try with it. At the end of the day, there's going to be a certificate included. We're going to give you a certificate of completion of all these skills. So it's going to tell you that if you've gathered, if you've harnessed, and you've been able to have skills, AI skills that have permitted you to complete this program, right? So just going to go to the next slide. But let's go to the next slide. Now, what I want to meet is we want to meet your instructors, right? I want to introduce you to the instructors again. On this journey, you're not going to be working on it alone. You're going to embark on your AI journey with industry veterans like myself, Polite, and Samuel. We're going to bring decades of combined experience in AI entrepreneurship, consulting, and education. We're dedicated to transforming these complex AI concepts into practical, actionable skills that drive real-world success. So we're going to bring our experience because it's not just training, but what we've been able to do in the AI world, right? In the AI sphere, what we've been able to do, and people may be able to ask, so how do you do this? Was what I decided to launch this training because I realized that AI is already overtaken, and our community is kind of maybe losing, right? Maybe staying behind. A lot of people are questioning what's AI going to do? How do I use it? This course is giving you, putting your, tipping your toes into the AI world so that if you're in school and there's something that has to do with AI, you wouldn't be like, oh, this AI thing, I've never heard of it, I'm afraid. So if you're in school, there's a project, you take it. If you're at work, there's something that has to do with AI, you rush towards it. If you're at any field in which you are, you ask, maybe you're a teacher, or maybe you work in a legal office, or you work as you're a student of law, you're a student of computer software, or you feel like you want to do data science, or you want to do uh, any field, you're going to be excited to say, okay, you know what? At least I've rubbed shoulders. I know what, maybe you feel familiar. You're not going to be intimidated. So it's meant to make sure you feel comfortable. Don't be intimidated by AI. You're going to see that there are many, although AI is everywhere now. Everybody's talking about AI, but people are asking questions. How do we use? I remember in the advent of the computer, everybody was talking about computer. Then they started talking about internet, and people were questioning, how do I use the internet? What is it for? How do I make money out of it? Oh, how do I drive it? And like, oh, this YouTube, or how do you make money out of you? How do you even go on the internet and people make money? There were so many questions, and now AI is here. People are like, same question. How do we make money out of it? How does it generate income? So let's go to the next slide there. So, okay, first of all, I need no introduction here. A lot of you know me already, over 16 plus years in tech, and I work in an AI companies as well, into various sectors. I've been in tech for quite a while. I do done college some work in generative AI applications. Uh, I've done a few businesses in AI. Equally passionate about tech, AI, and how to work smarter. So I've been able to employ some of these skills in my workplace in multiple jobs. I'm somebody who never do one thing at a time. I always do. If I have 3 jobs, for me, it's small. If I have to do three, it's like, no, it's not enough. So it's always like getting, and if we have been able to survive is because of this AI tool. So in all the time, I'm like, okay, because It's easy. S- Jobs that people are thinking they're going to use take 2 weeks to solve, maybe a code that needs to be written, they're saying 1 month. My company may say it takes 3 months or 2 months to write that code. Within half a day, I've already figured out the code using AI, dropped it there, and then I find my place I could spend my time doing other things. So that's key, right? So I've been able to do that. Let's go to the next slide. So again, I want to introduce to you guys Samuel. Samuel is going to be our instructor as well. Samuel is an AI entrepreneur. He has a lot of AI business, online business that he's been able to scale. He's a double degree, computer science and business administration. Uh, he has launched and scaled multiple AI power startups. Again, he's an AI arbitrage consultant. So we're going to talk a little bit about AI arbitrage consultant. So we're going to demonstrate and show some of the what we're doing in AI arbitrage as a consultant. And he's going to show you by the end of this course, he's going to show you what what he's been able to do, some of his businesses that he's launched on AI, and how he's making money out of it. So he specializes from engineering automation strategies, focusing on practical real-world applications that equip students with tools to launch, innovate, and thrive in the AI era. So again, you're going to be in good hands. It's going to show you all these little things for anybody to feel at ease and very comfortable. And I've seen what he's been able to do in the last couple of years. Last couple of years. Okay, let's go on to the next. So first of all, I want to insist that everybody should join the Google Classroom. If you haven't joined the Google Classroom, you want to scan this code. You want to point your phone because when I check the Google's Classroom, I see that only about um yeah, I see that only about 10 people have joined the Google Classroom, but we're about 19 of us in this call. So I want to let everyone point because we're going to be using Google Classroom. Google Classroom is where we're going to put the video. So we're currently recording this. We're going to put the video in we're going to put a video on Google Classroom. We're going to put the coursework. So we're going to put the coursework so that you could go there, download, you could read. We're going to put a PowerPoint presentation in Google Classroom. Let's say you just want to see the PowerPoint and see what has been done. You see it there. You're going to see the video and probably some work that needs to be done, right? If you want to do anything, if you want to work on anything, or you want to revise the notes, you go on Google Classroom, you could check it there. So I want to make sure everybody has scanned this, but let me know because I'm watching the Google Classroom here. Okay, I've seen that some people have added there. So please make sure you join the Google Classroom. Okay. Um, so Google Classroom again, very, very important. You go in there, you could check that. Now, for best experience, I want to talk about tools. You want to join this class on a computer. I know you may be forced to join it from your phone, but for best experience, you want to join the classroom on your computer. You want to practice on your computer. Some of the tools that you would be using, some of them are going to be free, and most of them are going to be free trial. So you have trial versions like 14 days trial. So if you are doing a project, you could do it. Some of them you could download a tool for trial version with one email, and then if you feel like the 14 days is over, you change the email, you do another 14 days, you could do that. But there are some that you can't do that, like ChatGPT Pro. Some of you for best experience, you may have to buy that. You could buy that if you are somebody that doesn't use it. I'm subscribed to it and I have been using it now for over a year and I pay $24 every month because I see what it brings to me. But for those of you who don't use it and who feel like it's not worth it, you could, for the purpose of this class, and if you want to completely do the projects, you may have to book it for 1 month. But if you don't want to do that, you use the free version. The free version has limitations. Again, we're going to show you the differences between those limitations. Yeah, somebody has a question. I see somebody raising their hand up. Okay, but if you have a question, there are two ways one to say a few things. If you have a question, feel free. Want you to be very, very comfortable in this class. You can you can put a question in the chat. You could put a you could put a question on the chat. You could raise your hand. Feel free. I want this to be really user friendly. Anybody feel free in the class. You want to stop, maybe if you feel like you want to stop the instructor at one moment, and then you may want to just say, okay, maybe for clarification, that's fine. Or if you feel like you want to leave a question in the chat, that's fine. You leave a question that can be addressed later. So so uh, for now, I think at this level, we want you to feel comfortable. We want to first of all clear this out. This is just for the beginning. We're not going to be talking about this all lessons. These are some of the things I will just talk about. This now just for the beginning. First class, we want to take this first before we start our training to go over all this. But go to the next slide. Let's take the next slide again. I want to talk about some housekeeping rules that to take note of. So this class, the way of design it is we have a 2 hour Zoom training meeting. Like we have an online training meeting like every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. We expect everybody to join this class, practice, see what's doing. We're going to be doing a lot of the work. We want to really cover the syllabus. We want to cover what we've prepared for you. There's actually a lot that has been prepared, and one that everybody have, should be able to get something. Most of you come from, this is not a purely tech class. It's not one-sided. We want that no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter your level of education, you should be, even if you're in grade 8 and you're able to use a laptop, you should be able to even build games, because you could build a game, you could sell a game, you could build game for kids and put it online and sell. You could do animations, you could create real world uh, little videos and sell. You could do sketches and things like that. Anybody can do that. If you want to be a social media influencer, you could do that. Want everybody to be involved. Yeah. Then we have on Tuesdays again, 7 to 8 p.m. Anybody who feels like maybe you want to demo something, or you want a teacher is going to be there, somebody's going to be there, I'll be there, or someone is going to be there, we're both going to be there, or one person is going to be there, and then you could actually look at, maybe you have a project or you're working on something, because sometimes maybe during the class you may not be able to demo your stuff, or maybe you're trying to work on something. We'll be able to help you at that level to say, okay, let's look at it this way, let's help you get it. I can help it, you can get it done. Um, want to want to make sure that this want to make sure that everybody feels involved and everybody feels comfortable. So there's equally a one-on-one personalized session for everyone. If you feel like you can, there's going to be a booking link in Google Classroom. You feel like you want to book a session, maybe with me, and we're going to meet you and just talk one-on-one. Maybe you're preparing for an interview. Maybe you're thinking, okay, I need a tool that's going to help me prepare for an interview. Or how do I prepare for an interview? Or how do I get this done? Or maybe there's something one-on-one you really want to do, and maybe ask question, we discuss and have that just to make you feel comfortable. Maybe you want to study, I think, okay, I'm studying on this, or I'm working on this. How do I really get this done? Or anything that you feel like. So this is open for anything you want to do, and this is only open for those that are registered in this program. So that you can call me and say maybe there's a career path you want to do in AI or something else, and then we can look at it together and see how we can incorporate AI. Because now AI is involving everything now. I mean, every industry now is incorporating AI. Like, you may not realize it, but AI is like cutting jobs. Like, people, customer service that um, they used to have maybe 50 in, if you work in a customer service industry, that's going to be gone. Those low level jobs that are labor intensive, they're going to be consumed, right? Like, they're going to go like, well, AI can do at least our call handling for us. We don't need 50 people. We probably just need 3 people that are going to take the escalation. So they leave you there. I see most of the companies, they just create chatbots now. You talk to the chatbot until, if you feel like the chatbot can answer all your questions, you are gone. If they want escalation, they may have 1 or 2 people that's going to take the escalations. That's it. So first responders, they're all gone. So some of these things you want to start thinking about your career, what you want to do, and um, what you want to do, and how you're going to prepare for the next 2, 3 years. Because trust me, uh, it's not going to be the same, right? So that I think we've covered some of the household things because I just wanted to use these few minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes to cover some of these household items, right? So before we go ahead, do you guys have any questions? Um, I see a lot of yeah, guys, if any questions before we start the program for the week, I wanted to do this household before we start so that everybody can have a starting point. Feel free. We get everybody to know what they want to do, and then we're going to start with week 1 activity. So if is there any question anybody wants to, maybe you want to drop in the chat. I'm going to be here, but if there is none, we're going to start up with our week 1 activity, right? So I'm going to pass it over to, I believe, Samuel. I don't know what's the next slide. Is there anything left again on the next slide? Okay, so yeah, if we don't have any question, let me see. If okay, Hillary. Hillary has his hand up. Hillary, you want to say something?
Yes. When you scan the code for the Google Classroom, do you need to do anything else?
No. What do you see when you scan?
I see just information. It doesn't let me register or do anything.
1 second. No, but I see you in the I see you already in the classroom. So
Okay.
so you should be
So
good.
next time, how do I get to it if I need to go to it?
Um okay, now do you see the classwork stream, all that? Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, if you want to go to it next time, so do you see an app? Do you have maybe the app then can help you?
I need to download the app.
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so.
Okay.
I always join it from the computer. But there's a link. There's a link for the Google Classroom as well. We'll drop the link in the WhatsApp forum.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, there's equally link. You can just click on it and join the Google Classroom. We scan the code. So yeah, scan the code. You could download the app. There's a Google Classroom app. You could download it on your phone, or you could just join uh, from uh, from a computer. You have access to it, and you can always just check. So at the end of the day, we're going to drop this video. We're going to drop this presentation. We're going to drop practical things. So yeah, so this is just the household. Anybody has any question regarding um, like the any question regarding uh, like the 6 weeks program or anything regarding the one-on-one, anything? Because yeah, we're just going to dive into training. We're going to assume that you have access to that information. You want to book the one-on-one, you want to come to the class, feel free. We're just going to be testing things and trying things on Tuesdays and on so the Tuesday class has no specific agenda. It's just building on what we've done because probably on Thursday we may not be able to complete maybe a demo, something just showing. But on Tuesday we may be able to just give you that, go try these, fix these, maybe you have this problem, you work on it and things like that. So once more, thank you very much for your time this summer. So I know it's a lot of people were telling me they really wanted to join the program, but because in the middle of summer, some of them are holidays, some of them are doing this, but we say, you know what, we're preparing so many people, some are serving summer, and they said, that, well, we'll see what we can do. But you guys have decided to take this opportunity, sacrifice, and be here. So that said, I'm just going to pass it over to Samuel, and he's going to take it over from here. He's going to start the introduction to generative AI and then go from there. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Can you guys hear me? Can
Yes, we can hear you
Yes,
5 on 5.
can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Amazing. Thank you, Hippolyte,
Yes.
for the great introduction. Well, my name is Samuel. You can just call me Sam, and I will be your instructor throughout this process, as well as Hippolyte also helping you guys. And I'm just here to help you guys, kind of show you guys how AI is revolutionizing today's world and explaining it in the most simplest way possible so that you guys can actually apply it to your day-to-day lives and revolutionize to completely change everything you're doing right now and make it 100 times better and 100 times your output in anything you're doing. So if you have any questions throughout this whole slideshow, any questions throughout any of the weeks of class, or you ever want to reach out to us and ask any questions, feel free. There are no wrong questions in any of this. You can ask any question you want, and we will try our best to answer it and help you. So I really encourage you guys to ask questions. Well, this week, we're going to be focusing on introduction to generative AI. That might sound like a big word to a lot of people, but generative AI is not that complicated when you actually understand what's happening and you actually understand how to apply it in your own life. So today, we're going to be trying to actually make this as simple as possible so that everyone can understand and actually use it. So let's kind of begin with the history of AI. And I want to kind of talk about the AI revolution today and why it matters now. I know if some of you guys were in the webinar, you guys may have heard us talk a little bit about it and kind of show you guys the roadmap on how AI has progressed. So artificial intelligence is no longer the stuff of science fiction. It's basically here right now and it's evolving really rapidly and it's already transforming how we work on a day-to-day life and how we create and communicate. And we're going to be exploring today why the AI revolution matters to all of us right now and how it will shape our future. And we're going to be exploring many AI tools today and many of the foundational tools and things you guys should know when you're embarking on your AI journey. So let's kind of start talking about like what AI is actually reshaping today, right? So if you already see maybe your workplace or anything, a lot of companies are incorporating AI and it's automating a lot of routine tasks and it's analyzing complex data in seconds. It's also allowing for more informed decision making across industries from healthcare to finance to teaching to any industry you name it to the sports industry. It's completely revolutionizing every workplace, every work environment. As well as learning, I don't know if you noticed, many colleges are actually trying to adapt into an AI-centric world in the future. If you look at many of the universities, if you guys are in college or university, if you notice, many of the schools are trying to adapt into this future of AI because it's coming here and it's coming very fast. So it's also allows, though, on the bright side, it also allows students to learn better, research more, and it gives you access to personalized study plans and things that are going to 100x or 200x your learning, right? So it's also allowing for creation. So if you look at any writers, designers, and programmers, AI has kind of really made the barrier to entry very low for a lot of these professions. Writers, designers, programmers, now anyone can basically become that if you put in the work. But using AI, it's much simpler than it was before. Before you had to take countless of school or countless of certificates just to maybe get a software engineer job. But now, even with college, paired with maybe a few AI tools and a few years of learning that, or a few weeks of month of learning that, you can easily land a high paying job. And another thing is communication, right? So AI-powered tools, they allow you to draft emails, translate languages instantly, summarize meetings, and it helps us share ideas more effectively. We've been seeing AI tools on the upbringing where you can be on the phone with someone and it's lively translating what you guys are saying. So it's completely removed the burden of not understanding what someone else is saying because now everyone can just communicate in a fluent way in the language they understand. So at the bottom right, this isn't science fiction. It's happening right now in workplaces, schools, and homes worldwide. So we definitely want to explore this and how you guys can revolutionize your life with it. So I kind of want to talk about why this time is different, right? So why is this AI revolution so different? So unlike previous technological revolutions, AI's impact is both broader and faster. It's transforming nearly every industry simultaneously, from healthcare to entertainment to retail to manufacturing, you name it. And the pace of adoption is unprecedented, right? So technologies that once took decades to reach mainstream use are now being implemented in months to days, I'd say, honestly, right? And most importantly, AI amplifies human creativity and problem solving rather than simply replacing mechanical tasks, making its potential impact far greater than previous innovations. We've been seeing technological innovations since the brink of time. So we've seen things like the machine press or the first cars. They used to use steam. Now they're using gas, right? We've been seeing all these technological advancements, but those are mainly just one view to look at when every time something advanced. But now AI is honestly revolutionizing every single industry. So if you don't adopt AI in your life, you are going to fall behind. Is the truth. That's the honest thing I can say right now. And everyone needs to be learning AI. It's definitely necessary in today's world. And if you look at the world in 5 years from now, you're gonna really be thankful that you learned this. So we want to talk about a little bit about ChatGPT. I'm going to assume that a lot of you guys have maybe heard about ChatGPT or maybe have heard someone use it or maybe you've used it yourself, right? So ChatGPT was the first ever company in history to reach 100 million plus users within, I'm pretty sure it was a month. And no one else has done this. Facebook couldn't reach 100 million users that quick. Netflix, all these big companies, Amazon, no one has ever done that. ChatGPT was the first one to reach 100 million plus users in a single month or was it a single year? I don't remember the exact start on that, but they were the fastest. And another great thing about why ChatGPT really changed the game is that it's 24/7 availability. We never really saw tools that had 24/7 availability to our usage like ChatGPT does. You can have any single question answered whenever the time is at 5 a.m. in the morning, at 12 a.m. in the night, it doesn't matter the time. And it's accessible to anyone with internet access, requiring no specialized technical skills. And today we're going to be covering a lot of that on how you guys can actually use this without even, you don't even have to know how to code, you don't have to know how to even use a computer, or maybe you have to know how to use a computer a bit, but you don't really need technical skills to use ChatGPT. Honestly, not at all. You just have to know English or the language of your choice because it works in any language. Also, we've seen thousands of use cases of ChatGPT, from generating ideas to summarizing text and tutoring students and brainstorming solutions. So it's not perfect, but it makes AI usable for everyone. ChatGPT is still evolving every single day. We're seeing new models come out every single day, and it's adapting at a rapid pace. So we're going to explore all of that today. So I want you guys to kind of just maybe think about something in your day-to-day life that you wish AI could help with. It could be honestly anything, writing emails, something that you don't like doing on a something that's repetitive that you wish AI could help you with. So I'd love for you guys to drop that in the chat and just look around. Okay, nice. Siri processing my files at work. Yup, that's great. AI can definitely help you with that and streamline that process. Privilege, doing assignments for sure. We're definitely going to cover a lot of that. Resumes, AI is a great resume writer if you know the right tools to use. Reply to emails, writing emails, perfect. Yep. AI can automate these tasks. You might even never have to write an email again, to be honest. And reading and replying emails with subject matter expertise, perfect. AI can honestly do that hands off. You might never have to read an email or write an email ever again. Troubleshooting my broken GitHub on Actions pipelines, perfect. AI is very experienced with coding. It can help you with anything. So that's great. Nice. Any more? So yeah, AI is very revolutionary in this world. It can help with countless of tools, countless of use cases. We're seeing AI being applied to every single thing. So I definitely want you guys to be thinking more and more on things you wish AI could help you with, and always let us know so we can help you. So moving on. Let's actually kind of talk about what generative AI is. So I know we kind of talked about it a little bit before, but generative AI is a type of computer program that can create new things like writing pictures or even videos. Generative AI can do anything from 0 to 100. You give it instructions called a prompt, which we're going to go over, and it makes something based on what you ask for. It doesn't just pick from a list, it actually produces new content that didn't exist before. And it learns by looking at a tons of examples like books, website images, and finding patterns. So these generative AIs have context within them that the user is going to, not you, but the person that made the generative AI is going to feed the generative AI. And it's trained on millions and trillions of data that allows it to make new words and thinks of the next best pattern word to answer the prompt you give it. A prompt is simply just something you type into the AI, but we'll go over that a bit. So let's kind of talk about a little bit more about how ChatGPT works. It's one of the most famous generative AI, or I would say probably the most famous AI right now, generative AI right now. And I hope you guys have probably heard of it. So we're going to kind of talk about the brain plus books analogy. So as I said before, ChatGPT is trained on trillions and massive training data. It's like reading every single book in the world, or honestly in a vast library. And it's trained on things like the internet, books, articles, and absorbing language patterns, facts, and concepts. It's trained on a lot of different things, as well as it uses pattern recognition. So as I mentioned before, pattern recognition just simply means it kind of looks at what you've been typing, and it uses it's a lot of linear algebra and matrices and a lot of things like that, a lot of numbers. But when it outputs it to you, it's gonna output it in plain English. But it looks at the pattern of those numbers, and it gives you the next best number essentially to that number you gave it. So it learns to identify statistical patterns in language, which words typically follow others, and how ideas connect, and how to structure coherent responses. So it structures responses based on the input you give it, and it's going to structure a response tailored to that. Another thing is prediction engine. It functions as a digital brain that predicts and generates sentences by calculating the most likely next words based on your prompt and previous context. So a lot of AIs now have a big context window, and they can, if you let's say you have a long chat with ChatGPT, it still remembers and retains that information and generates you a response based on what you said at the start, as well as uses human fine tuning. So human trainers provide feedback to make responses more helpful, harmless, and honest through a process called reinforcement learning from the feedback. Yeah, so humans also can provide feedback on AI, and that's how AIs will develop really quickly because as we use them more, we realize more things about them, and then the researchers keep improving, and feedback is always very necessary. So let's kind of talk about a little bit about the types of generative AI. So generative AI is a very broad term, and there's many different types of generative AI. So of course, as we know, ChatGPT is a lot of people are probably familiar with the text generation AI. So models like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and these are AIs that can write stories, answer questions, compose emails, generate code, create poetry, and translate languages based on prompts. And we're going to go over what Gemini is and what ChatGPT is. I'm going to show you guys an example of these AIs. So as well as image generation, you guys may not have heard of some of these ones, but systems like DALL-E, where these are all image generator AIs that can generate you a unique image based on what you tell it to do. DALL-E, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, and these create detailed original images from text descriptions, ranging from photorealistic to cartoon to anime to artistic. Honestly, any design you can ever think of, it can make. As well as audio generation, we have tools like 11 Labs and Descript that compose music, generate realistic human voices, create sound effects, and convert text to natural sounding speech. So we're going to definitely show you guys a lot of examples within the audio generation. It's very cool. A lot of ways you guys can apply it into your own lives as well as video generation. So a lot of video generators are now emerging the AI scene. We've almost basically mastered the image generation part of AI, and now a lot of companies are trying to explore into how they can master the video generation. A lot of tools like Google Veo, Runaway, Sora, and these can produce animated or realistic video clips from text descriptions or transform still images into motion. If you guys were at the webinar, you may have seen the three examples we showed about those three videos. Those three videos were fully AI generated. I'll show you guys more examples as well today of some AI generated videos. And it's gotten to the point where it looks very, very realistic. So I'm honestly scared for the future because you might not even know what you're watching on the internet and it can get scary. But of course, there's many good ways to use it as well as code generation. So code generation is also a great thing AI is good at. A lot of people in any tech field, even if you're not in a tech field, coding, knowing the way, being able to code allows you to do many, many things. The biggest thing that people couldn't do before was code because it took years of school, a lot of learning. But now, as we saw before, we made a whole website in what, 2 or 3 minutes? And you can use that website to advertise your services. You can sell websites to companies. There's a lot of things you can do now with the AI that can just code for you. So we have models like GitHub Copilot, Cursor, and Replit that are completely revolutionizing the coding game. And these basically translate natural languages. You just type what you want it to do, and it's going to code you a full thing based on what you said. And that's very cool. And we're going to explore a lot of those systems in the later coming weeks. We also have multimodal models. So we have advanced systems like GPT-o3 and GenSpark that might kind of sound a little bit advanced and confusing right now, but we're going to explain it in the past. We're going to explain it in the future. And these are basically tools that can basically call multiple different functions, I would say. So functions are kind of like it can call multiple different things in one prompt. So you tell it one prompt, and let's say it sends out text. Multimodal models can do text, image, video, audio, code all at once. You can do them back to back to back and can do them simultaneously. We have tools like GPT-o3 and GenSpark that we'll explore, and these can process, generate multiple types of content simultaneously. So we're gonna explore all that. And I'm just gonna share my screen here, switch my screen so I can show you guys actually some few live examples of what AI can do and maybe just some cool things you guys can see. So how advanced generative AI is coming. So I'm gonna close my screen here and switch my tab. Give me 1 second. Perfect. So let me switch my screen. All right, perfect. So over here I have. So on the screen, I'm gonna show you guys a few examples of some cool AI things, just so that you guys can kind of start understanding on the things they can do. This is just a very brief example, some things I thought you might find cool. So here we have this is a photo of Ronaldo and Messi, two really famous soccer players. This is not a real photo at all. This is a fully AI generated photo. This photo was never taken. This is fully made with AI and it looks very realistic. So this just kind of shows you the kind of creative aspect you can have with AI now. You can basically make any image your mind comes to. We can see this being used in a lot of things in education, a lot of things like infographics. If you're making a presentation for school, if you're doing content generation, content, anything in content or anything in entrepreneurship, being able to have a graphic designer, a professional graphic designer in your fingertips, you don't need to hire anyone. You don't have to pay anyone $100,000 anymore. You can just use that. So it's very cool what AI can do now, and we're going to be exploring all of that. as well as we have a video generator here. Let me just
Welcome to the Every Brain AI First cohort. We're thrilled to have you here. Over the next 6 weeks, you'll discover how AI can simplify your life, boost your productivity, and even open new doors for your career or side hustle. Let's get started.
Wow, this sounds amazing. I can't wait to dive in and start learning.
as you can see there, that was more of like a podcast type of back-to-back voice generation where there was two people talking in it. So AI can definitely do a lot of things when it comes to audio generation. That's just a quick example. It can make music. It can do way more than that. It can literally call people for you. If you're doing a business and you want sales calls, it can be your sales call person where it's calling people and closing deals for your business. It's very, very cool what AI can do now, and it sounds very realistic. There's even more realistic models than that, and it's a lot. There's a lot to explore. This is also another video, another AI generated image where you have Ronaldo and another person just taking a photo. And then this is an AI generated video here. This video is fully made with AI. Let's watch it.
This is unbelievable, lad. I'm here standing among real crocodiles and they're completely calm.
See, that video is fully AI. It looks very realistic. The quality may be kind of low just because I'm on Google, but it's very, very, very realistic. AI is becoming very cool and it's revolutionizing everything. So we're gonna explore all these models. I also want to show you guys two more models over here. Just fix this. So over here, I'm going to show you guys Google. There's also Gemini. Gemini, we're going to explore a little bit in the future, but it's similar to ChatGPT, and we're going to explore that right now as well. And this is also another large language model, which are basically just generative AIs you can talk to, give it a prompt, and yeah, that's just what it is. And we're going to explore that, explore many other models like DeepSeek, Gemini, Grok, a lot of different LLMs other than ChatGPT, and we're going to be going through all of that in this program. So I'm going to switch my screen back to the presentation. Perfect. Okay, so we showed examples. Yeah, so let's just kind of get back to kind of the history of AI. I don't want to stay too long on the history. I kind of want to get us moving as well, but let's kind of just finish up and wrap up here. So, how did we actually get to where we are today? How are we able to talk to computers and it gives us personalized answers? How is this even possible? So, the journey of artificial intelligence spans decades, right? With recent years showing exponential acceleration in capabilities and adoption. So we can kind of see the first use case of artificial intelligence in about 1956. The term artificial intelligence is coined at the Dartmouth Conference, making the official birth of AI as a field of study. So if you didn't already realize, AI just simply means artificial intelligence, same thing. And it was basically made around 1956 at a Dartmouth Conference, and that's when it was first announced as a real term. And then in 1997, we saw kind of the first use case of it, where IBM's Deep Blue, it defeated a world chess champion, Garry Kasparov, demonstrating AI's growing computational power. So that was definitely revolutionary, where a computer just beat one of the best chess players. It was crazy. We had never seen anything like that at that time, and that's when we really started realizing, wow, AI might be the future. And then in 2011, that's when I would personally say the most groundbreaking invention of AI came out. I'm assuming all of you guys have heard of Siri by now. And Apple introduced Siri, the first mainstream AI assistant on smartphones, bringing AI into millions of pockets worldwide. This was a revolutionary time for AI. You can literally talk to a robot and it tells you something that it knows, but that was definitely revolutionary, and it's definitely going to be something that plays a big part in the future of AI. So then we have, of course, now ChatGPT. So ChatGPT launches and reaches 100 million users, like I talked before, faster than any technology in human history, on showing in the era of AI, and it's really showing how great it's going to be. So decades of steady progress have suddenly accelerated to the point where AI now feels remarkably human-like. So when you talk to tools like AI, or you talk to tools like ChatGPT, you might feel like it's literally a human talking to you, and that's just because of decades of of things advancing and getting better. And we know that's going to keep happening in the future. It's not going to stop now. It's not going to ever stop. As we keep going into this world, things are going to keep getting advanced, keep getting advanced. That's why it's very, very important to understand how to use these tools now, so you don't fall behind, because the rate of AI that it changes is very rapid, as you can see. So I kind of wanted to just jump into right here. You guys have any questions at all about anything I've covered so far? Please let me know. I'll just stay on here for a little bit. Any of you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them. Sorry, let me just get my screen. Understood. Okay. ChatGPT or Gemini. We're going to be going over the differences between the two and how it might better be better for your use case or what you want to use it for. So we're definitely going to cover that. Any other questions? Okay, so no questions. Just if you ever have a question, just drop it in the chat. I'll see it or raise up your hand and I'd love to answer that. So let's kind of move into ChatGPT. So ChatGPT has different plans, and I'm gonna share my screen here and kind of just cover the differences between these plans. Switching my screen. Okay. So over here, you can see the pricing differences of ChatGPT. I know you may not even know what ChatGPT is yet, but I'm showing you this. But if you do know what ChatGPT is, I just want to kind of, as Hippolyte said before, many of these tools have pricing. Some are free, some have free trials. So I want to just kind of let it like set ground rules, let everyone know what I'm going to be using in the examples and what you guys might have access to right now. So ChatGPT has different pricing options, and ChatGPT, as I said before, is a generative AI. You can talk to it, do many things with it. But let's cover the plans. So the free tier. So the free tier is, I would say it's pretty limited, but you do have access to GPT 4.1 mini. That might sound, you don't, might not even know what that is, but that's just one of the things you can talk to on the actual software itself. And that's just one of the models that ChatGPT gives you access to if you have the free plan. And then you also have real-time data from web and search, so you can use the internet and it can also search and give you answers like that. But then you have limited access to some of the better models like GPT 4.0 and OpenAI o 04 mini. So these are some higher end models that you might have limited access to. You might not be able to talk to for that long. It might cut you off and tell you to pay for Plus, which we'll get to. Then you also have limited access to file uploads, data analysis, image generation, and voice mode. So that's a lot you're getting limited to right there. You have access to them for like maybe 3 to 2 prompts, and then eventually it tells you to buy the Plus plan. So just want to kind of let you guys know that the free tier is pretty limited, but you can definitely use it. But in this example today, we're going to be using a lot of the Plus tier. And then you also have code edits with the ChatGPT desktop app for Mac OS. So if you're on Mac, you can download the app and you get code edits with that. But if you're on Windows, I'm not too sure if you get that. Then you can use custom GPT. So you can use any custom GPT, but I'm pretty sure you still get limited access to 4.0. So it might cut you off when you're trying to use it, but you can use any custom GPT. And then moving on to the Plus plan, this is the plan I personally recommend the most for everyone. I am on this plan myself, and this plan will completely revolutionizing everything you're doing in life. It's one of the best investments I've been investing in for the last year. I pay about 20, or this is USD, so I'm in Canada. So I pay about $35 a month on this plan Canadian, so 20 USD. And this is honestly, I make the money back almost every single month with my AI side hustles and things I'm doing with AI. So it's definitely well worth it for me. And I'm in school, I'm fast tracking myself with it. Anything I'm doing, any presentation I make, anything I do with my life, it's saved me more than $30 a month, I would definitely say. So with the Plus plan, you get everything in free. And you get extended limits on messaging, file uploads, data analysis, and image generation. So you basically never run out of these. I could say I've never ran out. I've never ran into an issue where I ran out of being able to use these tools. You also get standard and advanced voice mode with video and screen sharing. So advanced voice mode is very cool. It's very cool. We're gonna get to that. You can almost have a personalized tutor, and you get basically unlimited access to that, which is great. You don't have to pay for a tutor anymore. You don't have to pay for some of these things that you would invest money in. You just have to pay $35 a month and $20 a month, and you basically have all that in your hands. You also get access to deep research and multiple reasoning models. So we're gonna get to all that. That might sound kind of confusing right now, but deep research is basically a way you can do almost PhD, I would say higher than PhD level research, expert level research on any topic you want. You can imagine the use case for that, school, anything you want to research on that you don't have to go to school for anymore. You can just use AI and it can literally help you research for anything. And you also get access to multiple reasoning models like OpenAI o3, o4 mini, o4 mini high. That might sound very confusing right now, but we're going to get to those. Those are just some reasoning models that think before they answer. The models that these ones give you, it doesn't think before it answers. These ones think before they answer, which then gives you a better answer, a better output of a response to the prompts you give it. And then you have access to research preview of GPT 4.5, and that's their largest model yet, and GPT 4.1, a model optimized for coding tasks. So you have specialized coding models and specialized models for writing and that have very big context windows. Windows that, sorry, that just means very big thing, very big context, very big memory in this chat, so you can talk to it for a long time and it can respond to whatever you want. So Plus definitely gives you a lot of advantages compared to free. So I definitely recommend it, but you don't have to get Plus if you just use free. That could go far, but if it depends on what you're trying to do, I would definitely recommend making the upgrade to Plus eventually. But we'll get to all this and show you the differences. As well as with Plus, you can create and use projects, tasks, and custom GPTs just like free. Free, you can just use custom GPTs, but with Plus, you can actually create the custom GPTs. And we're going to get to what custom GPTs are. But I would just say in the summary right now, it's basically like our own personalized thing. As people were saying, they wanted an AI that could help them write emails. You can make an email, give it your company's files, things your company does. And anytime someone responds to an email, you have a custom AI that knows how to draft a response based on that. So it's pretty cool. And then opportunity to test new features. Plus users get features faster than Pro or faster than free. And yeah, so you just get the newest features pretty quickly. And AI is growing very fast, so new models come out every single day. New features are releasing every single week. It's hard to keep up with, and it's very crazy. So then we have Pro. So me personally, Pro is $200 a month, and I personally wouldn't get Pro, depending on what you're trying to do. I don't really recommend Pro just because I feel like Plus takes you far, far, far enough than what you might need Pro for. Unless you're serving at like enterprise level, or you're maybe working in a very, very big company that can actually pay for that, or you need that investment, you need maybe extra tools like new models that come out very, very quick, or certain things. I wouldn't personally recommend Pro, but if you do want, you can get Pro as well. And with Pro, of course, you get everything in Plus and free, and you get basically all the same things in Plus, like unlimited access to advanced voice mode, access to O3 Pro. O3 Pro is actually only available on the Pro model. It's their newest model. It came out, I'm pretty sure, about 6 to 7 days ago. It's the newest model, and it's very revolutionary. It's very cool. I'll show you guys a lot about how that works. And that basically uses more compute for the best answers to the hardest questions. So you can almost throw, I'll be honest, you can throw any question at O3 Pro and it'll answer it in a very, very detailed manner correctly. So you get extended access to deep research, extended access to Sora video generation. We'll go over that platform and kind of show you guys about how Sora works and how you can generate your own videos. You also get access to a research preview of Operator. That's just one of OpenAI's tools that can literally imagine while you're sleeping, an AI is on your computer doing certain things for you. You just tell it to do a task while you're sleeping, and it's doing something on your computer. So with Pro model, you literally get that. And then access to research preview of Codex software engineering agent. This agent, you can write different things you want to do, and then while you're sleeping, while you're going on about a day, while you're going getting lunch with your friends, it's coding for you. It's in the background. It's like literally having a worker for $200 a month. So it's pretty cool. But we're definitely gonna go over all those plans. So now I'm going to kind of show you guys a little bit about how these actually work. Let me go over here to ChatGPT. So when you search up OpenAI.com, you might see something like this. This is pretty confusing right now, but this is kind of OpenAI is just ChatGPT's parent company. They have a lot of different models they have Sora, ChatGPT, and some other platforms like API platform if you're a developer. And there's a lot of cool things on OpenAI.com, but today we're going to be focusing primarily on ChatGPT. So I'm going to open that for you. So as you can see here, I'm already logged into ChatGPT, and let me actually start with the free plan for you guys. Just remembered. I'm gonna actually open the free plan. 1 second. I'm gonna reshare my screen. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna switch my plan because right now I'm on the plus plan, but I want to show you guys exactly how the free plan might look for you when you open it. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, perfect. So once you open ChatGPT, you can search up chatgpt.com to access this. It's what we're going to be going over in today's lesson. So I recommend you have it open in the background, kind of just while I'm using it, you guys can just walk through and kind of just shadow me how I'm using it. So you might see a lot of things when you open it. If you've never used it before, you're basically just saying an update here. They've improved the memory for the free plan, which is pretty cool. Just close that out. And then when you open the free plan, you might see a few things going on if you've never used it before. But I'll start from the left. And as you can see here, you can create a new chat to actually talk to it. You can search your chat history. So if you've been talking to it for a lot of times and you have a lot of chat history, like me, I have a lot. I've talked to ChatGPT thousands and thousands of times, so my history is very broad. So you want to search something in your chat, you can just search up a word like, let's say you were talking about finance. It will just show you all the chats you talked about finance, and it's pretty cool. So if you have a lot of chats, you can find that. You also have your image library. So if you generated images before, this is where your images are going to show up. Then you also have access to Sora. I'm not sure if you actually get that with the free plan, but you can open Sora. And you also have GPTs, as I said. We're gonna go over this today. We have many, many GPTs we can use. And then you have your chats over here, just chats I've talked to in the past. And yeah, so let's kind of just start with like a few examples of how this might look. So let's say you told it, let's see, what is the time in Los Angeles, California, and what should I wear this week? Wear that weather. So this is called the prompt what I'm doing right now. I wrote a prompt to give to the actual AI, and now I'm gonna press submit and get a response from it. So as you can see here with the free plan, it searches the web weather, and then it tells you what the weather is going to be. This is in Fahrenheit, so it's going to tell you the weather, and then it tells you what to wear this weekend. So as you can see, it kind of just gave a response here. It tells you days, light breathable clothing, t-shirts, comfortable light wear. As you can see, here, there's many different things it's telling you to wear based on the weather. It's pretty hot in LA, it looks like. And then just quick guide to by day. Yep. So a lot of different things here, a lot of different things you can talk to it, and we're definitely going to go through all of that. And these are basically just called prompts, what I just did there. And then as you can see here on the free plan, we have ChatGPT Plus. We also have ChatGPT. So it's basically telling me to upgrade to ChatGPT Plus, but we don't necessarily have to do that yet, and we can kind of just kind of not focus on that right now. But we're gonna definitely get to that and show you the differences. So now that we've covered the free plan, I'm going to show you guys the plus plan and kind of just show the comparison between the free plan and plus plan and explain some of the tools you might get on the plus plan before jumping into actual examples and using ChatGPT. So I'm going to switch my screen one more time and show you. Okay. All right, perfect. So, all right, so as you can see here, I'm on the plus plan now. There might be a lot more things going on here. You might see many different things. As you can see here in the corner, I'm on the plus plan. And with the plus plan, you're getting access to many, many more things, as I talked to before in the comparison chart. You can see here on the left, you have your image library. If I generate images, they're all going to show up in my image library if I click this. You have access to tools like Codex, Sora, and you have GPTs. You see I have different GPTs like TutorMe GPT and some other video script generated GPTs. I have access to my projects like the Every Brain AI project and my chats, all my chats. I have thousands of chats. So it's very, very cool on the plus plan. You have many, many more things. We're going to go over all of that. You also have access to all the new models. We're going to go over what all these models actually do. Many people don't know that on ChatGPT there's different models. A lot of people just think it's just the one you open with. Because when you open ChatGPT, you just start off with a model called 4.0. And 4.0 is best for most tasks. We are going to go over the comparison of these models. But there's many, many different models on the plus plan, and these models are definitely revolutionary in what you're going to be doing in your day-to-day life and how you're actually applying these models. So as I said, I do recommend the plus plan, but the free plan it does take you a bit far. But if you ever want to scale or do something to the next level, I recommend getting the plus plan. But we're gonna go over all of this. And I'm just gonna go back to the PowerPoint as we covered kind of just the ground basics of the UI or the interface of the pro and the free plan. Now we're gonna go back to the PowerPoint and just look at that. So before I move forward in the PowerPoint, I want to know, is there any questions about anything I've covered so far? Any questions about the Pro versus Plus versus Free, or anything you want to know? I'd love to answer them.
Yeah. So before I ask my question, there is a question on the chat that asks about shared plans. Does ChatGPT has shared plans?
So are you saying in the term where you can share your account with someone else?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, of course. So ChatGPT, me personally, I share my account with someone else as well. So what you
Mm-hmm.
can do, you can just get the regular plan. Then if you guys want, you guys can just share the same account. I've never had any issues where it told me I couldn't share an account. It's kind of like Netflix where you share your Netflix account with someone. You can do that. But I believe there's no actual way to actually have a shared account with someone where you guys are both like paying the same like a half amount every month. But you guys,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, you guys can just handle that like externally with yourselves
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of do like Netflix, how that would work.
Great, perfect.
Yeah.
Then I have a question on security. Like, as you have your chats, is there a way which maybe an external body wants research and then tries to has access to what you're doing on ChatGPT?
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so you guys, if you're sharing your account, I would do it with someone you trust because they would have your password. So I mean, I would recommend doing that with someone you trust, just so that you guys, I mean, you guys are both paying half the amount. You guys are both paying the same amount. I recommend doing that with someone you trust just for security reasons. But you can on ChatGPT, you can also make projects, and in your project, if you guys just both stick to typing in your project, I'll show you guys what that means later on. But you can create your own project where you can just like label your project. I think I showed it in the demonstration, but you can just name your project your name, and then this is my project. I'm typing in this project. But as well as if you want to like share an account with someone and you guys both want to pay the same amount, I'm not too sure in what scenarios you guys would use this in, but ChatGPT does also offer a Teams plan. But the thing about the Teams plan, I mostly recommend that for if you have a company and you want all your company to be under the same like team, because you guys are all you're still paying $20 a month, you're just under the same branch, if you know what I mean. But with security, I would just ultimately recommend making your own project or just doing it with someone you trust as like it's the same thing as sharing your Netflix account. Just to make sure you're doing it with someone you trust.
Thank you, Samuel.
Of course, no worries. Hi,
Great.
Hilary.
Yes, sorry. My question about the shared plan, was to know if like you could have two separate, because when you talk with ChatGPT, it creates a profile for you and it replies to you depending on what you've always been asking it. So my question was like maybe if, I mean, you could share like each person has their own email or their own login.
Yeah, so yeah, there's no really way to get your own login if you're doing a share, if you're sharing your account with someone. That will it will basically just be something as you're using projects. I'm gonna go over that a little bit more. I can share my screen right now quickly and just kind of show you what I mean by that. Um, so over here, as you can see, I have projects, right?
Yeah.
Let's say I made a project called Sam's Project. And in this project, I'll just be able to talk to it. So you see in this project, I have my own, it's like my own folder, if you know what I mean. I have my own folder here, but there's no way to actually share two different accounts. It would still be under the same account, just that you guys will be handling it externally and handling whatever security or whatever way you guys want to split it. It would be external. There's no way to, it'll still be under the same account. You'd be logging in
Oh,
with the same account. So yeah.
thank you.
Of course. Also, I want to let you guys know if you guys are a student, I'm pretty sure ChatGPT is offering 2 months free for the Plus plan. So I'll post that link in the Google Classroom later on so you guys can get free ChatGPT for 2 months if you're a student. Okay. Just check if there's any more questions. Sorry. Uh, you didn't show how to make a project. Yeah, Sandy, we're gonna get to that later on. We're gonna get to that and show you guys exactly how to make project later in the slideshow. I was just trying to give a brief overview about how it actually looks like, and then we're gonna go over a little bit more about projects and making prompts and certain things like that. So I'll get to that. Is there any more questions? Okay. All right, no questions. So we're gonna get back to the slideshow. Get back to the slideshow. All right, perfect. So as we went over the ChatGPT plans, Pro, free versus Pro versus Plus, now we're gonna kind of go over prompting. So as I showed you guys before, a little bit about prompting. I said, what's the weather in LA and what should I wear that week? That's basically called the prompt. You send it something and it gives you a response. That's just level one prompting right there. Let's level one. So we're gonna go into a kind of a deep dive. I know that's kind of moving a little bit fast. We only have 2 hours with you guys today, but I want to say this in the most simplest way possible. And if you ever have any questions, please raise your hand or unmute your mic, 'cause I might not be able to see it if your hand's up during while I'm presenting. So just unmute your mic and just kind of you can interrupt me. It's fine. And yeah. So actually, just wait. Sorry, don't interrupt me. Just raise up your hand. I just realized I can't see my. If you raise up your hand, I can see it on my screen on my main screen. So just raise up your hand, and then I'll get to you. All right. So let's go through a deep dive of how to talk to ChatGPT and essentially what's called prompting. So mastering the art of prompt design is essential for getting optimal results from AI tools like ChatGPT. This covers the latest 2025 best practices and patterns for effective prompting, helping you communicate more effectively with AI systems to achieve your desired outcomes. So prompting is very, very important. If you want AI to respond to you in a way that you want it to respond, you need to master the art of prompting. I cannot emphasize this enough. You have to know how to prompt. So let's kind of talk about core prompting patterns and just the formula behind prompting. I know we might have moved a little bit fast here, and if you don't understand what prompting is, it's okay. I'm going to show you guys a lot of examples. So let's kind of talk about the essential structure of a prompt, okay? So effective prompts follow a consistent formula that combines three key elements, okay? So clear instruction that states what you want the prompt to do, relevant context that shapes the response, and specific format for the desired output. Then you also have key add-ons like persona assignments, examples, tone specifications, and constraints that can significantly enhance your results. So A prompt is basically just three core things: clear instruction, relevant context, specific format. You can submit whatever you want to ChatGPT, but this is obviously the best way to structure a prompt if you want a very coherent response based on what you send it. And there's always room for add-ons like talk to me this way or use this example, explain it like this. Those are just called add-ons. And then here's an example of a prompt. Act as a travel guide for beginners. List 5 Paris landmarks as bullet points. So as you can see here, clear instruction, and you have your relevant context, and then specific format. Yep, so you have act as a travel guide for beginners, and you have your context right here, list 5 landmarks as bullet points. So as I said before, similar to my LA example, what's the weather in LA and what should I wear? That's just like kind of a structured prompt, but prompt can honestly be anything, but this is the best way to structure it. All right, and now we're going to kind of use the building blocks in the context of structuring a prompt. So you're going to have your instruction plus context plus format. Okay, so instruction. Begin with a clear action verb that specifies exactly what you want the AI to do. So some examples of this, we have things like analyze, summarize, explain, create, compare, evaluate. So you can see things like analyze this book, summarize this book, right? So that's just a clear action verb that you should use at the beginning of your prompt. I would recommend that. Then you have your context. Provide background information, including who, what, and audience details. So this can obviously depend on what you're trying to actually ask the AI. But let's say, for example, for a technical audience, using data from the report about renewable energy. So those are three things, right? So for a technical audience, using data from a report about renewable energy. So like it's just kind of giving three things about context, or it just gave like that was just three examples of context, and that's just you should give context in your prompts. Next, you have format. So specify the exact output style you're looking for to shape the response. So you say examples, bullet points, table, step by step, FAQ, comparison chart. So you can kind of say, explain to me how to do calculus in bullet points, and it will do it. Explain to me a table of a financial report of the Nvidia stock. You can say that, and it'll give you a table of that. So it's just kind of important to give the format and how you want your things so that you can actually get it in the way you like. Because you don't want to just say it without the format, and then you get a format you don't like. You're like, oh, why is it giving me something in a table when I wanted it in a bullet points? So it's important to actually give the exact format you want so you get it in the way you actually want it to look like. And some pro tip is to use explicit prefixes like task, context, and format to make your prompts more structured and easier for AI to interpret correctly. So that just means like you put task, semicolon, you say your task. You literally write context, semicolon, you say your context. You write format, semicolon, you say your format. That's just like a pro tip, but you don't have to do that. But AI doesn't understand what you mean when you say it. But that's just like a pro tip for you to structure it yourself to get better at the art of prompting. That's kind of some learning blocks to improve your capabilities. Next, we have prompt types, right? So we're gonna have informational, creative, transformational, and summarizing. You might be a little bit confused, like how can prompts be informational, creative, transformational, right? And I might be like, oh, what? That doesn't make any sense. But informational prompts are basically like prompts you're asking it to you're trying to learn something, or you're trying to explain something, or you're trying to get information out of it. So that would be an example, like explain blockchain to a 10-year-old using simple analogies. So blockchain is like a tech word, and that's just like a very complex thing. So it's saying explain it to a 10-year-old using simple analogies. And that's best for learning context. So informational prompts are best for learning concepts, definitions, and understanding complex topics in accessible ways. And we're going to go over a live example of how this might actually look and how ChatGPT might actually respond to this. Then we have creative prompts, right? So creative prompts are more so things that you want to just explore your creativity and do fun things. So you have something like write a poem in the style of Dr. Seuss about climate change. So let's say you're in school and maybe you have an assignment or maybe you're just very passionate about climate change or something like that. You can just be like write a poem in the style of Dr. Seuss about climate change and it'll make you that. And then it's very ideal for generating original content, stories, artwork, descriptions, and imaginative scenarios. So if you're anyone that works in content or anyone that works in if you want to work in something social media or you want to be a content creator yourself, it's very, very great for thinking of new ideas for your content or making new things and exploring your creative mindset. Next, you have transformational prompts, and that's basically more so rewriting something or transforming one thing that you have. And one example I like to give is like, let's say you have let's say you want, there's a lot of tools that are famous for Grammarly for paraphrasing and stuff, but you can just use ChatGPT to do that now, and AI tools to just rewrite something in your own words, and it will basically do that. So rewrite this technical paragraph for advanced readers with specialized vocabulary, and that's perfect for converting content between formats, styles, tone, or complexity levels. So we're gonna go over how you guys can actually use transformational prompts and some live examples. We're gonna show this live example. Then we also have summarizing prompts, which is like summarize this research article in 3 bullet points, highlighting key findings. So summarizing is in the name. You just summarize anything you have. If it's like a long, long, long book, you can give the AI multiple books, multiple news reports, multiple things, and just say summarize these findings in one paragraph, and it will do it. So we're gonna explore that. And it's also excellent for distilling long content into concise takeaways or executive summaries. So there's definitely a lot of things we can do in that field right there. And I'm going to switch my screen here and show you guys some live examples of how these might actually look like. I'm going to share my ChatGPT screen. So as you can see here, I'm in my chat I made earlier, my project I made earlier. So we're going to use this for our demonstration. So we're going to start with our informational prompt. This is going to be our informational prompts. I don't think you guys can see the screen anymore in my PowerPoint, but it said explain blockchain, which is a pretty technical word and pretty advanced thing. And it's explain blockchain to a 10-year-old using simple analogies, right? So this is just our simple prompt we're giving it. This is called an informational prompt. We're trying to learn something from this. So let's submit this prompt and let's see what it does. Perfect. So as you can see here, it gave us an output and it says, imagine a magical notebook that everyone in your neighborhood can see, but no one can erase or change what's written. Every time someone trades Pokemon cards, buys lemonade, or swap toys, they write it down in this notebook. Once it's written, it stays there forever, and everyone agrees that it's true because everyone saw it happen. But here's the cool part. The notebook doesn't belong to one person. Everyone gets a copy. You can't cheat because everyone else has the same notebook and et cetera, et cetera. So blockchain is a very, very complex thing. And as you can see here, it explained it in terms of Legos, Pokemon cards, and very, very different things. So you can imagine this in something in school if your professor said something in a very complex way, if you're in something like nursing or medical or computer science or anything engineering or STEM or maybe not even STEM. You can explain anything that you don't understand. You can get it to explain it to you in a 10-year-old language, or you can even say, explain it now, explain the block. This is called a follow-up prompt. Now explain it in a high school level, in a high school level. That's just like a simple follow-up prompt. And here's like, then now it's gonna give you a high school level explanation of blockchain. So you're kind of leveling up from the 10-year-old to the high school now, and it's now explaining it to you in high school level. And then further on, of course, it'll be university, and then bachelor's, PhD. Just keep expanding your levels of knowledge with this, and it's great to learn new topics pretty quickly because you can learn from the ground up very quickly. Next, we have our creative prompts. I'm gonna go ahead and make a new chat. I like to make new chats when I'm talking about new different things in a in a in a way I'm trying to learn or experiment things. Just because, as I said before, the old chats do retain memory on what you talked about with it. So if I start talking about like a whole completely different topic right now, it might hinder the output of the prompts and not make it as good. So I like to make new chats when I'm trying to talk about completely different subjects. That's why I really emphasize on using projects, and we're going to get to that and how you guys can structure your project so it's clean and how you guys can use custom GPT so you don't have to worry about that. Then we have our creative prompts, right? So our creative prompt is write a poem in the style of Dr. Seuss about climate change. So it's going to give us a poem now, and this is a simple prompt again. It's going to give us, we're sending an input, it's going to give us an output now. So the planet's in trouble is Seuss style poem about climate change, and it gave us a whole poem about climate change, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so you can say it like that. You can also make a follow-up prompt, write it in this other narrative language, and it's very, very cool. Let's say if now I said, write me a 100 word paragraph or 100 word paragraph about this poem. That's just another follow-up prompt to this. And it's gonna give us a 100 word paragraph about that poem. So it's pretty cool, pretty transformational, pretty amazing, and we're gonna go through all of that. Next, we have our transformational prompts, as I said before, and this is it's gonna be things that you want to transform something into another thing. So I would say it's kind of similar to our informational prompt, but transformational and informational prompts kind of play hand in hand because, as we said before, make this into 10-year-old language. That's more of the transformational inside the informational. We're combining both of them. We're saying to explain blockchain, so we're learning blockchain, but we're putting the transformational and making that into the 10-year-old using simple analogies. So now we're going to use our focus on just a primarily transformational prompt. And it's going to be something like rewrite. Um, so the thing was rewrite this technical paragraph for advanced readers with specialized vocabulary, right? So you don't have to follow that exact one. Something I'd actually do better is for transformational is um rewrite the book Rewrite the book Harry Potter. Rewrite the first Harry Potter book. Rewrite the first Harry Potter book in terms of uh rewrite the first Harry Potter book in terms of events, or I'll say rewrite the first Harry Potter book in terms of in terms of climate change. It's pretty random, but it'll basically rewrite the first Harry Potter book and make it about climate change. So just a random thing off the top of my head, but of course you guys can make it completely different. So as you can see here, it's making the chapters, literally making the chapters of the book, and it's literally calling names from Harry Potter and saying uh, a bunch of things about climate change inside. Stormy Night, making chapters. It's going to be a short book. We're going to show you how to actually make books because I wouldn't use 4.0, this model, to make books, but it's just a quick example of a transformational prompt, rewriting something into another style or changing something into an easier style. Like the example before was rewrite this technical paragraph for advanced readers with specialized vocabulary. And this is basically perfect for converting content between format, styles, tones, or complex levels. Next, we're going to have our summarizing prompts. And summarizing prompts, as I said before, simply just summarizing information or any a lot of if you have to read a thousand page book for school, you might not want to read the whole thing. So you just kind of use the summarizing prompts and get it summarized into information that's more readable and easier for you to follow. So you can say summarize the latest news on the United States in 3 bullet points, highlighting key findings. Another thing I want to emphasize about AI is you might notice how my spelling is incorrect, but even though my spelling is incorrect, I know a lot of people like to perfect their spelling so it's clear, which I would recommend, but I'm going to show you guys just for this example, it understands what I'm saying even though my spelling is incorrect. So you don't have to focus too much time on your spelling because AI is very, very smart and it understands context. So regardless of my spelling, it's still going to follow this exact prompts. So I'm going to submit this prompt. It's going to do 3 bullet points. Searching the web, and as you see here, 3 bullet points. My spelling was wrong, but AI is very smart, so it knows. And as you can see here, it gave us 3 bullet points of the latest news summarized in and highlighting key findings. So it's pretty cool. You can, if you're a big fan of the news, you can learn pretty quickly about what's going on in the world. So that's pretty cool. And we're gonna get back to the slideshow. Message, our projects only for Plus members and up. Yeah, projects are only for Plus members and up, Sandeep. Okay, perfect. So we're back to pro tips for better results, as I said before. Assign a role, act as a marketing expert, this campaign data. Set audience and tone for HR professionals, make it friendly and actionable. Provide examples. An example would be include sample outputs to guide the AI. Few shot prompting. You can just give sample outputs. So let's say you want something in a certain way, you can upload documents of an example of how you want it. Let's say you want a research paper, but like you have a research paper that you like, you can upload that research paper to the AI and it'll make it similar to that research paper that you uploaded. As well as use constraints, you can add word limits as you saw before. I said summarize it in 100 words. You can add word limits, exclusions, required elements. You can say summarize it in 100 words, but do not talk about climate change inside of this. You can constrain it, exclude things, and you can add required elements like you must say this in it, you must do this in it. So it's pretty cool. A lot to cover in that sense. And we're gonna have a lot of ways you guys can explore your AI and prompt engineering journey like that. So, just a sip of water. Okay, so yeah, mastery equals clarity plus structure plus practice. So the more you practice your prompts and the more you talk to ChatGPT, the better you're gonna get at it. And the more precise your prompt is, the better ChatGPT actually performs. So keys to success, right? Combine specificity, context, and format consistently. Test different approaches to see what works best, and build on core patterns to develop your personal style. And for your next steps, I would definitely recommend a lot of you guys practice with different prompt types, create personal library of effective prompts, and experiment with advanced techniques like chain of thought prompting. So chain of thought prompting is, as I said before, I sent it a follow-up prompts, and I'm telling it multiple things in the same prompt, like use 100 words, summarize these findings, exclude climate change. Play around with those things and kind of see how it works. If you guys have been following along, if you have your ChatGPT open right now, just be playing around with it. Um, Keep getting better at prompts. The more you talk to ChatGPT, the better you get. I can't emphasize that enough. Keep using AI in your day-to-day life. The more you're gonna get with it. You learn a lot by just doing, learning first, and then you do. And the more you do, the more you learn. So I definitely recommend that. So here's an example of a very high impact prompt that's very, very detailed. As you can see here, I really, really enforce like writing instructions. So instructions, summarize the key takeaways from the attached sustainability report. So imagine that report was attached to this prompt. Context, the report was written for corporate investors interested in the ESG performance. So interested in the environmental, sustainable, and governance performance. So I'm telling it exact ways I want it in the ESG of that business. So that's the context of the way I want it. Next, format. Provide a three-paragraph executive summary followed by a bullet list of 5 actionable recommendations. So I'm telling it to do this. Then the format, provide a three-paragraph executive summary. And then after you give the summary, give me 5 bullet points of action recommendations of our ESG to improve our ESG performance. Add-ons, tone, professional and concise. So if you want to send this to like someone that's in corporate or someone that's in a high position, you can really make sure that it's professional and concise. That's why I like to say it because I want to make sure the AI isn't just talking in slang or talking in a way that's not professional. So you can say tone, professional and concise. And then constraints, if you don't want it to be too long, you can say limit responses to 250 words. So we're going to definitely use a lot of that. So just before I move forward, is there any questions about anything I've covered so far, about ChatGPT or anything I've covered so far?
Can you make projects in ChatGPT if you don't have like Plus?
Yeah, so I believe with the free plan you can't make projects, unfortunately, but you can use custom GPTs, but I don't believe you can make projects with the free plan. You need the plus plan for that.
Okay.
Uh, Any more questions?
There's a few
Eh,
questions in the chat.
Or there's a few questions. Let me see. Projects only for Plus members. Yes, I covered that. Projects are only for Plus members and up. Will you show how to upload files? Yes, I will show you guys exactly how to upload files. We are getting to that sooner or later in the presentation. I'm gonna show you guys full run-throughs of the different models and the different advanced features of ChatGPT.
So, I have a question or maybe something that needs to be clarified. Uh, I know sometimes for people who use ChatGPT, there's been a concern about maybe you want to write an essay or something, and they say because you use AI, it's rejected. Is there something so people can use AI confidently without being, how does that work?
Yeah, so the main issue about the human or the AI checkers and all these things you see online, I wouldn't really believe a lot of the things you see online. I mean, there's different things we're going to show you in this course exactly how to prevent yourself from, I'd say, I mean, getting caught for using AI. I don't really believe in getting caught for using AI because AI is the future and everyone's going to be using it regardless. But there's different ways you can actually structure things and there's different models that give you outputs in very, very human-like forms. The main issue about the AI thing is that we're seeing a lot of those M dashes and those hyphens and those lines and a lot of like the AI wording. That's why I really emphasize in your prompt of when you're trying to maybe write an assignment, you need a good prompt for it to do. You have to give it constraints, tell it not to do certain things, tell it to talk like this, upload context of the way you talk. You can upload context of your own files and really make sure that your prompt and the thing you're getting is in a way that you would actually see it as well as ensuring that you're using the right AI model. A lot of people just open up ChatGPT and type, write me an essay for my homework. That's the worst thing you can ever do. Just saying, write me an essay and it's the homework and just give it your homework. That's the worst thing you can ever do. You're definitely going to get caught for using AI because just like that, you're using the regular free plan ChatGPT and you're just uploading it to the regular model. It's just going to give you, it's not going to give you good, it's not going to give you, it's not going to give you like strong output. But you have to, if you know the right models, you know the right tools, you know how to give it context, you know how to give it certain information, it's quite literally impossible to get caught because it's just going to sound like yourself and you won't even be able to tell it's AI. It's just the main problem a lot of students have is that, and a lot of professionals have is that they just open up ChatGPT and tell it to write something. And that's the very, very much incorrect way to do it. And that's what this program is all about, making sure that you guys can use it in your day-to-day life effectively and yeah, confidently as well. So is there any more questions? That was a great question, by the way. Okay, so no more questions. Perfect. All right, we're gonna get back to the presentation. Okay, so moving forward, I'm going to show you some practical examples on how to actually use AI to save some time. And these are some practical examples right here. So maximizing ChatGPT, your AI thinking partner. So we're going to discover how ChatGPT can serve as your virtual thought partner, helping you generate ideas, learn concepts, and conduct research with unprecedented ease and efficiency. So as you guys might have already experienced before, you can write emails with ChatGPT. So I'm going to share my screen in a second. Let's go over this real quick. Transform your communication. ChatGPT can elevate your email writing, helping you craft messages that are clear, professional, and effective for any situation. You can draft meeting requests in seconds, turn rough notes into polished messages, generate professional thank you emails. So I'm going to share my screen and show you guys an example of how this might actually look if you want to write an email with ChatGPT. So I'm going to make a new chat, like I said before. I'm going to say, write an email to HR Chanel. Write an email to a recruiter about my interest in applying for their sales job. And this is just a simple thing, a simple, quick email. I'm going to say, make it short and concise. It's just a quick, simple prompt, an example of writing an email, a quick email with ChatGPT. So I'm going to say this in my name, write an email to the recruiter about my interest in applying for their sales job, make it short and concise. Just a simple prompt is going to make myself an email. Let's see how this works. As you can see here, interest in sales opportunity. Hi, recruiter name. I hope you're doing well. My name is Sam Mark, and I'm reaching out to express my interest in sales position at company name, so you fill this out yourself. With my background in sales and strong communication skills, I believe I'd be a great fit for this role, and I'd love the chance to connect and learn more about this opportunity. Thank you for your time and consideration. Best regards, Sam Mark. So as you can see here, it literally made me a whole email just from one prompt. I can literally say, I can give it a follow-up prompt and say, make it longer, and the company I'm applying to is called, I would say, RBC. I have 5 years of sales experience. So you can give a little bit of context about yourself. As well as we said before, you can literally upload folders right here, and I can upload any file from in here and actually give it context about my resume. Or if I upload my resume to this, um, it will literally use my resume and write the email based on my resume. But this is a sample example. And make a long in the company I'm applying to is RBC. I have 5 years of sales experience, and it will change that and make the email longer as well as add the required things. So hi recruiter name. I hope this message finds you well. My name is Sam Mark, and I'm excited. I'm reaching out to express my interest in the sales opportunity at RBC. With over 5 years of proven sales experience and a strong passion for building client relationships, I believe I would be a strong fit for your team. Throughout my career, I've developed a track record, so et cetera, et cetera. So as you can see here, it makes a whole email, talks about RBC now. It's giving more context, it's longer, it's more detailed. I can even say the recruiter's name if you want, if you don't want to write, if you want anything at all. The recruiter's name is Emily Shaw, right? Emily Shaw. Now I was gonna put the recruiter's name in the email. Hi, Emily, Sam Mark. So as you can see here, it's pretty cool. A lot of things you can do with AI, a lot of writing emails, a lot of crafting responses. It's very cool. You can apply it to almost any form of life. So we're going to be exploring this in this program. Let's switch my screen again. Is there any questions there? Can you use a resume you found online and show it, please? Of course. Let me just get a sample resume.
Can you make games with it?
Yeah, games. So you want to make, are you saying make games with AI?
Yeah, because that's what I want to do to make money.
Of course, you can make games. So in the coming weeks, today's class is mainly on the focus of just the basis of generative AI. I will be showing you guys later in this presentation more examples of ways you can monetize this. But in the coming weeks, we do want to make sure you guys are actually like developing at a sustainable rate and understanding the fundamentals before you actually start coding and making games and talking AI with these tools. Because it's as many tools you can use, and I want to make sure I can have a whole class session to show you guys how to actually monetize your skills and make very different things. So you can definitely can though, for sure, 100%.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, no worries. iPhone 123.
Yes, Samuel, this is Dorothy. That was a nice presentation. I just want to ask a quick question. Yes, we use AI in assignments, developing projects, and all of that. But in the school setting, have you looked for means that because there are some school that have some softwares, right? That when you submit assignment, it's being run there to see if you use AI to do the assignments or not. So with part of this your training or
Yeah,
is there a portion for that?
yeah. So Oh, if I go back to the slideshow in tomorrow or not tomorrow, sorry, week two, we covered the fundamentals of AI in like in education and student. If you're a student, how you can enhance your learning with that. As I said before, we're gonna show you exactly how to actually get outputs you want that aren't gonna be flat as AI generated. As I said before, you upload certain context, you give it certain constraints, and you use certain models to get it in a way where you don't get flagged for AI generated content. We make sure that that doesn't happen. I'll show you guys exactly how to do it in a way that you work around that whole thing with Turnitin on all these AI checker tools. They won't be able to catch you if you do it right and you do it effectively. So we're gonna show all of that in week two. This class is mainly just for the fundamentals of AI. I know a lot of you guys might already have experience in AI, and this might be a lot of this might be too basic, but I want to make sure we're going at a good pace for anyone that doesn't have experience yet or anyone that's still learning, and I want to make sure that everyone's learning at the same pace. So we're gonna cover all of that in week two, and I encourage you to also book one-on-ones as well if you have any questions, and for sure. Sandeep said, "Can you use a resume you found online and show it, please?" Yes, of course. Let me just get a sample resume I have here. So if I just get a sample resume, I'm just gonna get one on the internet. Okay, perfect. All right. So if I go back to my project, I'm gonna share my screen again. We can't see your screen? Yeah, sharing it now. Perfect. Okay, so this is back to my project. As you can see, I have an SVG of this resume. This is like a sample resume. This isn't me. Alejandro Lindsay. You can see here he's team IT project manager. He has skills in these fields. If you notice, this isn't even a PDF file. So this is a simple photo of a resume, and it's pretty cool because AI doesn't need the PDFs or the Word documents. It can use any single upload document. You can upload it, and it will use the context of that upload. So if you can see here, I can just write me an email to a IT recruiter about a new job opening. Talk about my experiences and my skills for the role and mention how I'm interested. So we can kind of talk about a little bit that. It's just like a simple small prompt. And then this one, we're giving it context. We're giving the context of our resume. And we have a prompt with the resume, and it's going to give us an output based on that. You can see here, I would say use my resume as an example of my background. I have to be more specific with my prompts right there. That again. Want to make sure you're also very specific with your prompts. See, as you can see here, it's analyzing the thing. It uses Python to analyze it. You don't have to worry about that. But as you can see here, it's analyzing the photo. It's going to keep analyzing. Oh, I see. Because we uploaded it as an SVG. Let me just take a screenshot of it. That file actually isn't compatible with AI, but you can just take a simple screenshot of it and it would work. So I take a screenshot of it now. It's just a simple screenshot of it. And I can give it the same prompts. Yeah, so avoid using SVGs. As you can see, here it says file. You want to avoid using files like that. Every single file works. I just noticed, except for SVG. So that you can use on PNG, PDF, whatever. All those work. This screenshot should work. Use my resume as an example, and now it's going to do it correctly. Perfect. As you can see here, Alejandro Lindsay took my resume as an example. I didn't say my name or anything, so you know it actually read the screenshot and analyzed it. If you look at my skills, IT project manager at Conover Enterprises. Let's look at his roles. Conover Enterprises. So as you can see here, it took context from the actual resume itself, and it gave an output on based on that resume that you uploaded to it. So it made a full email with context of my resume, and yeah, many use cases you can use it in that scenario and upload all your resumes and tell it to make one good email to send to recruiters. So, any more questions on that before I move on? Thanks, and before you go, please don't forget to share with us the link where students can use the pro or for a free trial. Of course, yeah, of course. At the end of the meeting, or I'll post in the Google Classroom. I don't know if it's still available, but I'll definitely check and make sure if it is, I'll send you guys a link for that. And I'll just post in the Google Classroom as well as the WhatsApp form where you guys can register and get 2 months for free, which will definitely help you guys with all the things you guys want to do. Okay, so moving forward with the slide. Thank you. Can you please always zoom in when you make examples? Yes, of course. I didn't know it was zoomed out for you guys. I'll zoom in for the next one. All right. So from awkward to awesome email rewrites, as you saw before, problem email, overly casual, frustrated, or confusing messages that don't convey your intended tone. So if you have like an awkward email that you don't really like, you're writing an email, you're like, oh, how do I write this email? It's not sounding right. You can tell it to make this email sound better. I use that almost every single day when I'm writing emails. I don't remember the last time I wrote an email by myself. So AI transformation, ChatGPT analyzes and rewrites your message with appropriate tone and clarity. Polished result, professional clear email that maintains your message while improving impact. Stop agonizing over word choice or tone. Let AI help you communicate confidently in any professional situation. So you don't have to think too much about it. You can just say your thoughts. I'll show you guys an example right now as well. You can just think your thoughts and it will do it. Let me switch my screen. Let me know if you guys can see the full screen this time. I think it should be better now. I think it should be more zoomed in now. I'm not too sure. I think it should be more zoomed in now. But yeah, if you see here, let's say I had an email. Let's say I want to make a sample email. Write me an email. I mean, I've been doing it the whole time, but write me an email that says, or let's actually better yet, let's say, hi Emily, my name is, oh, it was the other guy's example, Alessandro, and I'm a tech sales professional with years of experience. I'm gonna use a spelling error as well. I'm gonna use a spelling error as well. That should say interested, but I'm gonna purposely misspell it. I'm interested in the role at RBC and would love to join the team. Please let me know if there are any positions, well, misspell that as well, available. So as you can see here, even if you're misspelling it, you're making mess ups, you're not really thinking when you're writing your email, or you don't have to stress about this anymore. You can just kind of say your thoughts, and then the AI will make you an email based on that. Another cool thing I like to do as well that I'll show you right now is I like to use the dictate feature on ChatGPT. So this is a very, very strong feature. ChatGPT has very, very accurate voice recognition. So you can kind of just talk about yourself. So let me just show you an example. I went to school for a degree in software engineering at Columbia State University. I've been in tech sales for over 5+ years, and I'm very interested in the role at RBC, and I'd love to join your team. I've seen what you guys have been doing, and I love the upcoming projects you guys have been making, and I'd love to be a part of that. So please let me know if there's any open positions or anywhere I can get involved with the team, whether that's through an internship or anything. So as you can see here, I just talked about a little bit about what I wanted the email to say. I didn't even type it this time. I just talked. So you can be taking a walk, you can be sitting down, and it just talks. Right now, it's analyzing and transcribing what I said. Let's just wait. Normally, it does work a bit faster. I'm not too sure why it's taking a bit long, but normally it does work pretty quick. I'm sure it's just lagging right now. I'm gonna refresh that and try that one more time. I'm a tech sales expert with years of experience, and I went to school for computer science at Columbia State, and I'd love to join your team. That's just a simple dictate. There you go. I see it worked instantly. I think the other one was just lagging right there, but I can keep talking to it and keep adding more things to it. So let's say I'd love to meet for coffee and have a time where we can chat about our skills and how I can future get involved in the role at RBC. You can see here, it transcribes quickly and puts it there. So you can just kind of talk to the AI and just dictate what you want to say, and it crafts. You can do whatever. You get the AI to write a response based on what you're saying. So I can say all that, talk on my voice. At the end of that, I like to do this. I put semicolon and then say, write me a properly formatted email on what I said. So I just kind of talked. This is like not really a structured email. I just said a bunch of random things. But now the AI is actually going to make me a structured email based on what I said of me just talking to it. Let's see how that works. So as you can see here, interested in tech sales at RBC. My name is Alejandro. I'm a tech sales professional with several years of experience. I'm reaching out because I'm very interested in opportunities in RBC and would love to have a chance to be part of the team. I have a strong background in technological sales, and I'm a tech sales expert with years of hands-on experience. I also studied computer science at Columbia State, which has further strengthened my technical foundation in this space. If there are any positions available that align with my background, I would love the opportunity to discuss them with you, and also be happy to meet for coffee or connect at the time. So as you can see here, I just talked to it a little bit, and it made me a full email based on what I said. Oh, you can see there's a little mistake here, tech souls. That's actually because I probably mispronounced, and that's probably a real career path. So if you do say something that's actually a real thing, it is going to misspell it. But for the most part, it was 99% accurate, and it did it fully correct by me just talking to it. So I definitely like to think if you don't like to type, if you're not someone that likes typing, you can just talk, and it does things for you like that. So going back to the PowerPoint, can you upload a recording with multiple voices like in a meeting? So right now you can upload voice recordings, I believe. No, can you zoom in more? Sorry, thank you. Yes. Okay, so yeah, right now you can upload voice recording, I believe, on tools like ChatGPT. But we're talking about tools like I'm gonna show you guys Gemini, and Gemini can upload actual video recordings, and it can analyze an actual video and give you transcripts, and it can literally it doesn't even it uses the audio of the video as well as the actual visual cues of the video. It analyzes the video frame by frame, and it gives you a response on that. So yes, you can upload multiple voices in a meeting with other models like Gemini, and I'll come back to that and show you guys in a bit. That works for other models. But I believe on OpenAI, and also so you know, Gemini is completely free. So I want to let you guys know that Gemini is also an option to test your prompts. I'll be covering that as well. Gemini is completely free, and you have a lot of more features for free. So I'll cover that as well. But both AIs are better in their own worlds for different things. All right, so coming back to the PowerPoint, covered that. And then another example is meal planning made simple. You get personalized weekly meal plans. You can get AI to do that for you. Generate complete meal plans tailored to your dietary needs. Um, Automatic grocery list. Transform your meal plan to organized shopping list, categorized by department for official shopping. Quick and healthy recipe ideas. You get instant inspiration for nutritious meals that fit your schedule even on your busiest days. So we can go back and test this out one more time and keep showing you guys an example right there. All right, perfect. So I need to try it one more time. So let's say, make me a meal plan for my keto diet. Um, Transform it into a organized shopping list, categorized by department for efficient shopping. And then give me recipes for this. I should put it here. So make me a meal plan for my keto diet. Give me recipes for this, and then transform it into an organized shopping list, categorized by department for efficient shopping. So this is just a simple, quick prompts. I'm not really using structured prompts here. I'm just kind of giving it a quick output or quick input, and it's sure to give me a meal plan for my keto diet. It'll give me recipes for it, and also transform it into an organized shopping list, categorized by the department for official shopping, efficient shopping. Let's go ahead and see what it does. So here you can see you have your 7-day meal plan with recipes for each meal and categorized shopping lists to make grocery shopping more efficient. So as you can see here, chat. Can you ask it to give specific recipe for instruction on how to cook any food? Yes, of course. So if you guys, a lot of people don't realize that, but ChatGPT has context on every single cuisine in the world. So from fufu to butter chicken, it understands all the culture recipes and it knows how to make all of them. So I'll show you guys that as well. Keto meal plan. So day 1, breakfast scrambled eggs with avocado. Day 2, keto chia pudding. And you see that it makes you a full meal plan. It gives you your quick recipes. And then it also gives you your recipes as well, the organized shopping list, gives you the full thing. Then you have meat and seafood, dairy, pantry, spices, everything, right? Yeah, fufu, yeah. It understands cultural recipes. It's very cool. It knows everything. So we're going to say, make a new chat for this one. I'm gonna make a new chat for this for example purposes. Specific recipe. Make me a recipe on how to cook Indian food as well, and make me a grocery shopping list for the items and the departments. Then make me a 7-day cooking meal plan list for the food. So as you can see here, we're gonna try culture food. Make me a recipe on how to cook Indian food and make me a grocery shopping list for the items and the departments, and then make me a 7-day cooking meal plan list for the food. So let's see how it does there. So zoom in, please. Let me know if you can see me when I'm zoomed in now. Is it more zoomed in for you? Much better. Okay, perfect, perfect. I'm gonna keep it like that for future. Okay, perfect. So Indian food recipe, chicken curry and GR rice. As you can see here, you have the full ingredients on how to make the chicken curry. You have your GR rice ingredients. Then you have the step-by-step cooking instructions. It tells you exactly how to cook that meal. Tells you exactly how to cook the rice. Then you categorize on shopping list. So you gotta go to the grocery, you go to the produce, you get these. Go to meat, you get the meat, grains, dairy, etc. You have the spices you need, the pantry. Make your 7-day meal plan. On Monday, you're gonna eat chicken curry. On Tuesday, egg curry rice, vegetable pialo, dal fry and jeera rice, chicken wrap, chicken curry bowl, etc. So it gives you a full week by week or day by day for the week on meal plan on what you're gonna eat. And then quick notes, egg curry, easy with boiled eggs. So it gives you a little bit about quick notes. And then if you see here, if you notice, this model of ChatGPT 4.0, it likes to give follow-up questions to your prompts. So if you see here, if you want, I can provide the egg curry, dal fry, and pilau recipes as well. Want me to include those? Let's say I can just say yes. And I'm basically having a conversation with the AI now, and now it's giving me the egg curry, the dal fry, and the pilau recipe. So as you can see here, I'm getting 3 more recipes from the AI and told how to cook them, where to get them. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. And a lot of ways to use this in your life. A lot of ways. It's just an example of how to craft a meal plan. Amazing. Yeah, it's definitely very cool. Different things you can do with this from any food. It works for any food. Very cool. So moving on. AI is doing everything now. Yeah, AI is honestly crazy. AI can do anything that you put your mind to. You can quite literally do anything. It's crazy. There's so many tools we're going to show you in this program. So many unique tools that you guys may have never even heard of. It spans far, far greater than just ChatGPT. There's some very, very cool tools out there. All right. So moving forward, as you can see here, from chaos to clarity, weekly planning. So let's say you have a very, very busy week and you don't have a clear schedule. So ChatGPT can turn your scattered task into structured weekly plans that actually work. So you input your task, you share your to-do items, deadlines, and priorities. Then AI is going to organize that. It's going to organize those tasks in optimal order. And it's going to give you a structured plan. So we can actually play around with this. And I want to kind of explain to you right now. I'm going to show you guys more about some advanced levels of using ChatGPT. I'm going to show you guys how to actually get different things for different use cases. So as you can see right now, I'm teaching. I'm going to show you guys how I can actually use it in a more advanced conceptual way. So I'm going to share my screen. So we saw on that Google slide, we saw that ChatGPT turns scattered tasks into structured weekly plans. So right now, I don't actually have a scattered task. I don't have scattered tasks I can use. So I can just tell the AI, make me a week of scattered task that I would need to organize later. It's just an example. So it's gonna make me a bunch of scattered tasks. All these tasks are scattered, like it's everywhere. Reply to that email, buy groceries, research best Spotify apps, a bunch of scattered tasks. So now that I have a bunch of scattered tasks, and I ask them for scattered tasks to show a demonstration, actually I would use that same chat, but it doesn't really matter. I can go back here and say, these are my tasks. Can you make them more structured and organized and make it into a weekly plan that actually works and that I can follow? So all these messed up scattered tasks, I just got it to generate. Now I can be like, okay, can you make these tasks more organized? So imagine if these tasks were your own, right? You had your own task that you have to do for the week, and you weren't really sure, oh, I don't know when I should do this one, I don't know when I should go walk the dog or whatever. Give all your tasks to AI, then AI would actually organize it. And imagine it was just all tasks in one day, like you wrote in the morning all the tasks you have to do, but you didn't know the best time to do it at. AI can just tell you that. So let's see how this does. So here's your reorganized and structured weekly plan. Scatter task organized. So you can see your Monday, admin and setup day, gives you midday, afternoon, do this, evening, do this, Tuesday, career and tech focus, morning, do this, midday, do this, afternoon, do this, evening, do this, laundry, brainstorm ideas, all these things, right? Wednesday, midweek progress and outreach, morning, review Stripe dashboard for recent transactions, midday, pick up package from post office. Like, so now imagine if these were your own structured, very, very detailed tasks. I want you guys to really expand and really think very big when you talk to AI. Don't think the AI won't understand what you're saying. Oh, I don't know if I can say this, I might not understand. Trust me, the AI understands everything you're saying to it. You can upload whatever you want to it. The AI will understand you fully. So take that as a note and use AI. So on from that. So moving forward, see over here. Write an email with ChatGPT. We already practiced that, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but we worked on emails already. And then now, as I said before, unleash your creativity with AI brainstorming. So if you're struggling with creative blocks like I just had there, I didn't know like how to use the task, I didn't know where I was going to get tasks from, I made tasks with AI. So ChatGPT transforms the brainstorming process by generating diverse ideas on demand, helping you overcome mental barriers and explore new directions. So let's say, for example, give me 10 blog post ideas about AI for beginners. Brainstorm 15 unique names for a fitness coaching business. So let's practice with these. Let's see how this does. So let's chat. Can you add time blocks? Can you add time blocks and put it in the table for to-do list? Of course. Do that now. I'm seeing the chats a bit late, so I'll try to get to them. I'll just be checking it as I go. So let me do that right now for you. If you have any more questions, please ask. Add time blocks. Perfect. So let me add time blocks now. Add time blocks and put it in a table. So giving a follow-up prompt from our organized task, we're saying, okay, can you add time blocks and put it in the table now? We need it to be more clear for us. So now we're really getting a whole table about this. Monday, do this in the table. Tuesday, as you can see, it kind of messed up the formatting here, but it's still pretty much a table. But for the most part, the formatting will be correct. This is because I am in different contexts in the chat right now, but for the most part, this is in the table. And as you can see here, it's giving us a full table for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'm going to show you guys a quick example of how a different model would work. So when it gets to these models, right now may be a bad time to show you, but I want to kind of get you guys seeing how the different models differentiate. So let's say I say, I want this in a more structured way with a better structured table. So now we're going to use the model called ChatGPT O3, right? And with this O3 model, it uses advanced reasoning to respond to your things. So it thinks a lot before it actually answers. So we're gonna show you a lot of examples using this, but I want to show you a quick example of how this might work in this table example. So let's see how this works. So as you can see here, it's thinking. Before it answers, it actually thinks before it answers. And look, creating structured weekly plan. The user wants a more structured weekly plan with clear headers in a table format. I'm thinking it's best to create. It's like a human, and you can see the full context of how it's thinking right here. It's fully thinking on how it should do this. The user wants a weekly plan to be more structured with time blocks, prioritizing, and categories. We can create a table for each day with columns on task and priority, optimal, high, medium to improve readability. So it really thinks a lot. It has a chain of thought. It thinks a lot about your weekly plan, how to make it the best possible weekly plan. If you noticed before, the AI was just responding automatically. You don't know if it's a high quality response or not. But now with certain models like O3, O4 mini, O4 mini high, these certain models, they respond to you by thinking and having a clear chain of thought. So as you can see here, Monday, full table right there. Very clear. Tuesday gives you a clear table. Wednesday gives you a clear table. All your things. It gives you priority this time, priority high, medium, low, medium. Thursday, clear table. Friday, clear table with priorities, category, task. It's very, very clear. If you know how to use the models on ChatGPT, you're going to revolutionizing everything you're doing. So kind of want to show that, but we're going to get to the models later on in this presentation and show you how to actually apply these models into some cool use cases. But this is just one example. So moving back, can you respond to a specific section that it generates and change it? So not necessarily. You can't, I mean, I don't know if you want to like press reply or something, but if you see here, what if I don't want to do anything at 10 a.m.? Okay, so we can say, I don't want to do anything at 10 a.m. The AI can respond. You can just type a prompt and it will change that thing. You just talk to it and it will change what you're saying. But there's no way of me like editing it or something, like typing my own thing here. You just have to copy and put in like Google Docs or your notes and type it. Or can you highlight it so it changes that specific spot. You can just tell it to rewrite it. It can't change the specific spot, but you have a full thing here. Actually, I believe you can now. This is a new feature, I believe. Let me see. Okay, that is a new feature. I see. So that wasn't there before. I think that just came out recently. But now you can actually highlight it. It's pretty cool. I didn't know about that until now. This came out. And you can ask ChatGPT, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything at 10 a.m. So as we highlighted Sunday at 9 to 11:30 a.m. And let's see, I don't want to do anything at 10 a.m. And we're responding to it. So now it's updating the full thing by me responding to it. So as you can see, the rate of AI is insane because this ask thing before it wasn't there. So now it's there. That's pretty cool. And now if we go back to Sunday at 10 a.m., let's see. So 10 to 11:30. It only changed Sunday, right? So no change all of them. I see. Okay. So 10 to 11, we're not doing anything. It's just free time, as you said before. Just free time. All of them. We don't want to do anything at 10 a.m. Free time. Perfect. Free time. We want anything at 10 a.m. We can change that. So yeah, it's pretty cool what it can do. 10 to 11 a.m. every day. It gives you notes on what it did. Task suggested to still flow logically. You get breathing room or downtime mid-morning. And if you're free before 10, you can still finish tasks quickly. So at 10 a.m. we don't want to do anything for 1 hour. Let's not do anything, you know? So it's pretty cool. And yeah. Any more questions before I move on to the next example? Okay, perfect. So moving on to the next example over here. All right, let's see. So I just say you can be very creative with creative brainstorming. And we'll get to that now. Let's see. Give me 10 blog posts about AI for beginners. Brainstorm 15 unique names for a fitness coaching business. So let's see how that works. Okay, since we're running out of time, okay, I'll focus on getting through this. I'm gonna switch my screen one more time. All right, sounds great. So let's see how AI can help us in brainstorming. So we use AI in a bunch of things so far, and now let's see how AI can actually transform our way we think and the way we brainstorm. So let's say, give me 10 ideas for blog post about nature for beginners who are studying it. So I'm gonna get 10 ideas for blog posts that I can actually write before you have to sit there, think on your notebook, write down things you might do, think about your past histories. But now AI can just generate you 10 ideas pretty quickly. So one simple prompt is gonna give me 10 ideas on a blog post, 10 beginner-friendly ideas. See here, it's gonna give me 10 ideas, and you can see the basics of nature, what exactly does studying nature mean? The top 5 easiest plants and animals to spot in your backyard, beginner's guide to identify these plants, and it's pretty cool. Give me 10 ideas for my blog post. Very, very cool for brainstorming. Very, very cool for thinking of new ideas. It's completely revolutionary. And we're going to get to how you guys can use the models to think even bigger than this. So very cool. AI can be used for different things in creative abilities. So that's cool. Next, let's see. Brainstorm 15 unique names for a fitness coaching busyness, right? Brainstorm 50 unique names for a fitness coaching business. So let's see how it does. As you can see here, quick 15 unique names. Before we have to sit there, ask people what my name should be, how should I name my business, what I should do, what works. You can say pulse and purpose, gifted core and coaching. There's a lot of different things you can do for your business. Let's say you like, oh, I don't like these names. I don't like these names. Make them more funny, right? You want your names to be more funny. You don't really like how it's too serious. You can get the names to be more funny. Gym and tonic, sore today, strong tomorrow, flex appeal, dad bod rehab, buns of glory, no pain, no gain, no thanks, right? So give you different names. You're like, these names are too long. I don't like the name, they're too long. Make them shorter and more appealing. So you can say that. K-Lab, hustle up, burp squad, planked, glued up. So you can see there's many different things, many more like ways you can follow a prompt and change it. So it's very, very cool. You can explore your creative ability with this, and don't be afraid to talk to the AI. Don't think it might not understand what you mean. If you don't like something, tell the AI you don't like it. If you want to improve something, tell the AI you want to improve it. completely just let your mind flow for you with AI. You're gonna be fascinated about the things you can do. So definitely keep exploring with that. So moving forward, I don't want to run out of time, so I'm gonna quickly go through this with you guys. Coming back here, so let me show my different screen. Okay, perfect. So as you can see here, crafting content with AI assistance. So general outlines, request structured outlines for articles, videos, or presentations to establish a solid foundation. So you can say, create a detailed outline for a YouTube video about learning AI. So now you can literally make content with the AI. As you already saw, we saw like blog posts, that's an example of content. But for example, for YouTube, you can be like, create a detailed outline for a YouTube video about learning AI. Develop taglines, get catchy, memorable phrases that capture your brand's essence or product benefits. Suggest catchy taglines for an eco-friendly product. Content ideas, generate platform-specific content ideas tailored to your audience and goals. Suggest LinkedIn content topics for a business coach. Let's quickly go through these and see how these actually apply. So as I said before, I like to make a new channel talking about new things. So I'm going to go over here and talk about, as I said before, create a detailed outline for a YouTube video about learning, let's say learning soccer. So create a detailed outline for YouTube video about learning soccer. If you're a YouTuber, if you want to be a YouTuber, before you have to sit there and think, how do I become a YouTuber? Like, how do I do this? How should I structure my videos? How do I make this video? How should I plan it out? At this point, just get AI to do it, you know? So create a detailed outline for YouTube video about learning soccer. Let's see how this works. So here's a detailed outline for YouTube video about learning soccer, right? Does that have to be beginner friendly, engaging, and structured for maximum watch time value. So it literally starts thinking about watch time and value. So like you want people to keep watching your videos, you don't want people to leave your videos early, you want people to retain that. So it thinks about that as well. So YouTube video outline how to learn soccer, the complete beginner's guide, estimated length 8 to 12 minutes, target audience, beginners, kids, teens, adults, anyone curious about learning soccer, and it gives you a full outline on your video. It's a 11-minute, 30-second video, and it gives you a full outline literally about the things you're saying. And you can say, make it more detailed and give me a script for the video. Let's say that. Give me a script for the video, right? You want a script for the video, you can say that. Let me zoom this in for you guys. So YouTube video script, how to learn soccer to complete the beginner's guide. So when we're gonna make it more detailed and beginner friendly, and we're gonna get a script. So hey, it says hey everyone, I want to learn how to play soccer, we don't know where to start. Tells you exactly what the call you should do. Gives you your full scripts, tells you the next section of it, B-roll of people playing soccer, so people playing soccer in the background. Soccer is more than just a game, gives you your script for that part. So it's very cool. As you can see here, it also does this, right? It gives you core skills you need, and you call it A, B, C, tells you for the video. A lot of different cool things, and the script, very cool. You can produce almost whole movies with AI. It's very cool. Next, right, I can say, right, for let's say I'm trying to sell one of my products, or I have a clothing brand, or I'm trying to sell a shirt. Suggest catchy taglines for my eco-friendly um t-shirts. Let's say that. Where the change. So it's giving you taglines for your business. So if you have a business that's eco-friendly and you're selling something, you have a business that's a certain thing, and you want taglines for that, you want ideas for what you can do with that, it literally tells you some ideas you can do. And as I said before, you can follow up. Let's say I want them more luxurious. You can get things that are more luxurious, cater to that. Where elegance meets the earth, sustainable, crafted, effortlessly refined. People used to get paid thousands of dollars a year to do these sort of jobs where you're thinking about ideas and you're the marketing officer for your business. But now you have AI to market your business for you, and it's very cool what you can do with it. So it's very cool. There's no limit to what AI can do. Moving forward, generate, or let's say for LinkedIn, you're a professional, you want LinkedIn topics to post online, you want to build your connections and build your network. So suggest LinkedIn content topics for a business coach. Let's say you're a business coach and you coach people on how to run businesses. You can get content topics for your business or for your LinkedIn. So here's a list of LinkedIn content topics for a business coach that will position you as a credible, relatable, and valuable to your target audience. So you have authority and expertise. So biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make, right? These are three content topics, or these are some content topics that are in the authority and expertise um niche, right? So biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make when scrolling, how to avoid them. The difference between working in your business versus working on your business, right? Three mindsets every founder needs. So that's just an example. If you're someone that's professional and you want to post on LinkedIn, you can get content topics for that. And let's say like expand on the topics, or just say like I really like, let's say this, right? So I really like this topic. And I paste that topic, okay? And I say expand on, and this way, and I'll say write me a LinkedIn post for this topic. So you like the topic, you pick a topic out, like, okay, I like this topic. Now write me a LinkedIn post for this topic. Let's see what it does. So now it gives you a full LinkedIn structured post. I don't know if you guys seen those LinkedIn posts. They're always very structured like this. They're not really summaries. But let's say, look, the moment I realized mindset was 80% of business success. It wasn't when I hit a revenue milestone. It wasn't when I signed my first big client. It wasn't even when I officially called myself a business owner. It sounds pretty realistic. It sounds like you're actually someone doing it. And it's very cool what you can do with this. So from posts to taglines to outlines, it's very cool. You can do anything with it. You can change this up a bit, keep following up with it, keep exploring with it. It's very cool. So moving forward, check any questions. This AI generator should help me with building a supervision schedule for work. Thank you so much. Great idea. I don't have to do it manually anymore. Oh my God. Yeah, of course. So there's many different things. I'm happy you found that it could help you. And that's what we're here for everybody now. You really want to make sure everyone's applying AI in their lives and helping them completely transform their lives. And this is just the start of it. So if you think this is amazing, you guys should embrace yourself for more advanced tools that imagine when you're sleeping, the AI is doing things for you, calling people for you. It's gonna be, get ready, it's gonna be very crazy. So I'm happy to do this for you guys. So I'm gonna switch my screen again. Oh, sorry, I switched the wrong screen. Okay, over here. So, moving forward. Okay, so your personal AI tutor. Okay, so this week we're not focusing too much on this, but I did want to bring this up a little bit. But next week we're going to be focusing fully on education or students and anyone that's a student, anyone that's in education, anyone that wants to learn something. If you don't want to like pay $1,000 to learn something, you can learn AI. If you don't want to waste time anymore, if you want to learn, if you're in school and you want to learn a subject quicker, if you feel like your professor isn't good, we're going to show you exactly how to use AI as a tutor. But I'm going to touch on it a little bit right here, but I'm not going to go too deep into it. Next week we're going to go fully into this. So your personal AI tutor. ChatGPT transforms learning by adapting to your needs, explaining complex topics in understandable terms, and providing personalized education at your own pace. Unlike static resources, this AI tutor adjusts explanations based on your questions and comprehension level. We already saw this before with my example of saying explain quantum or was it a blockchain to a 10-year-old. Normally, in what world could you do that? Normally, if you're thinking about 3 or 4 years ago, that was impossible to do unless you were an expert at blockchain. You couldn't just explain that to a 10-year-old. But now you can get a personal AI tutor, and I saw an article. This is going to completely revolutionize education because education is a growing field, and the biggest problem we had with education before was that students weren't listening in class or students weren't learning because maybe they felt a teacher wasn't able to satisfy the whole class. There was too many students in the class. So we're seeing a lot of overflowing of students in a lot of classrooms. But now there's a lot of research being done that students succeed more with personalized one-on-one coaching, and we're going to see this in the future in the next 5 to 10 years or 2 to 5 years where there's going to be more AI tutors actually in school, and AI is going to be more of a foundational thing in school. Right now, it maybe seem like kind of looked down upon, not really, but AI is definitely going to change education as a whole. So it's going to be great. And then now, so accelerate your learning journey with AI. So you can make custom study materials, custom study guides, make me a study guide about the cause of World War One, summarize the article for me in 5 key points, interactive puzzles, interactive practice, sorry, create customized quizzes, flashcards, and practice tests to reinforce learning through active recall, simplified explanation, break down complex topics into digestible, easy to understand explanations that adjusts your knowledge level. So I'm not going to go through this because next week we're going to go through a lot of this, but make a study guide about the cause of World War One, summarize this article for me in 5 key points. Generate 10 multiple choice questions to test on AI basics. Generate flashcards to learn Spanish vocabulary. Explain how compound interest works like I'm 12 years old. Break down how to structure a persuasive essay. So let's just kind of see an example. I'm going to show you guys a quick example. I'm not going to show you too much just because next week I want to really show you how to actually do this. But I'm going to switch my screen one more time again, and I'm going to show you one of these examples. So we had the poem for the LinkedIn post. So I'm going to say, make me a study guide about the causes of World War One. So now let's say in school you're doing history or you have to learn about that and you're like, oh, how do I study this? How do I like, I don't know where to begin. right? You can just get a study guide, a full study guide on how to do this. It's pretty cool. So it gives you a full study guide. The underlying cause of World War I are often summarized by the acronym MAIN. It's literally telling you ways to study it, ways you're probably gonna learn in school. MAIN. Spark assassination of Franz Ferdinand, right? Gives you the full history on World War One, and of course you can keep following up, explaining more things. As well, you can upload your class content, your class files, your class homework. Tell it use this material, making a study guide. Let's say you had material from a class or material from one of your classes. As you can see, you can also connect it with your Microsoft OneDrive and your Google Drive. So if your school works on OneDrive or Google Drive, connect that with your school. It says work/school, includes SharePoint. Connect that with your school database, your school stuff, upload it directly to your, and has the context of that. They can respond to it based on that. So it's pretty cool. You can completely revolutionize your learning with this. You can almost, I'd say you can go from a C student to an A plus student in no time with AI because you have a personalized tutor and you don't understand how it's very, very important to have that because at any time of the day, you have someone that has infinite knowledge of anything they want to teach you and you can get it to explain it in a way that works for you in a way that's clear for you, not a big lecture room where where the teacher's saying in a broad way where you might understand, but someone might understand. You can get personalized learning directly for yourself. And next week, we're really going to go through this and show you how to actually do this. So moving forward. All right, so moving forward. Perfect. So we went through that a little bit. And then now we have research assistant capabilities. As I mentioned, next week we're going to show you guys a lot about the student, how to use this in student education, and how to conduct thorough expert PhD level research for AI. It's very, very cool, very amazing. A lot of people don't know this is a thing. A lot of people don't know you can do this. So and streamline the research process with AI. So ChatGPT helps organize and synthesize information, cutting through information overload to find what matters. So you can summarize complex topics from multiple perspectives, identify key arguments and counterpoints, structure information in useful formats, generate research questions and hypotheses, and then a lot of things you can do with research. You can literally make full PhD level grad student research with AI. Give me a summary of the recent AI developments from reliable sources. List pros and cons of remote work based on current research. So I'm going to show you a quick example of this, but we're going to go through this in the next class more. But right now I'm going to show you a quick example using the regular model of ChatGPT. We're not going to use any advanced model. We're going to show you how good the regular model itself is. So let's see this, right? Let's say we want to research. Let's say for example, research the history of Canada and list me the key technological, the key advancements. I'll just say the key advancements of Canadian history. And as you can see here, you can use tools, right? And then you can press search the web. So it searches the web, it looks at actual real article and sources, and it gives you an example, it gives you research based on that. And this is a very vague prompt. I showed you guys earlier how to craft an actual structured prompt that will give you more better output. So I'm using a very vague prompt here. But if you structure your prompt correctly and you use a simple 4.0 model, and just with the search feature, you're gonna get a decent output. But next week we're gonna show you exactly how to use tools like deep research. So as you can see here, deep research. And I only have, it's very limited. You only get 16 or 20 a month. So it's very cool, right? And it gives you a full research document right here. And I can say, put it in essay form. I'm going to cancel the search. Put it in essay form. We got a research document, key advancement in Canadian history, full research document like that. And this is just using the regular model. So if you use deep research, tools like deep research and other cool tools, you can get PhD, almost master's level research with this. So it's very, very cool, very, very amazing. And this is just simply one of the use cases of AI and how it's going to transform the world. So let me go back to my screen again. I really wish there was an easier way to switch, but all right, back here. So transform your thinking process with AI. So with the right prompts, as we covered before, ChatGPT becomes your idea generator, your study companion, and your research assistant. So there's many different cool things you can do with it. It's very amazing and a lot you can do with it. So with idea generator, overcome creative blocks, explore new opportunities. Study companion, learn at your own pace with personalized tutors. Research assistants cut through information overload and focus on what matters the most. So it's very, very cool and a lot you can do with it. So moving forward, I want to see if there's any questions so far, anything I've covered so far, because I know that might have been a lot. So is there any questions so far?
Yes, quick question.
Yeah.
Let's say you don't you don't know how to write a prompt. Can you ask ChatGPT to write a prompt for you?
Amazing, amazing question. Yes, you can. Let me show you that. Let me show you an example right now. So let's say prompt is too much. You don't want to do all that work to structure prompts. Okay. Right now, I don't have the context of the PowerPoint right now. But let's say I did give the context of the PowerPoint, for example, or let's say even without the context of the PowerPoint, you can just say, craft me a prompt I can send to ChatGPT about a research paper on Canadian advancements in the last 100 years, right? I'm gonna say craft me a detailed, concise formatted prompts I can send to ChatGPT about a research paper on the Canadian advancement in the last 100 years. So we get it to make the prompt itself, right? We don't want to make the prompts, and you can see here, I need a research paper about Canadian advancements over the last 100 years, 1925 to 2025. Please structure in a clear academic language suitable for high school or undergraduate assignment. It gives you a full prompt, title, introduction, gives you a full prompt, right? Please make sure the writing is factual, objective, and properly organized with clear transitions between sections, right? So go over here, you'll see I copy all of this, okay? So I copied this whole prompt. It made me the prompt itself. You don't have to think about the prompt anymore. So that was one thing I was gonna get to. I was gonna show you guys how to make prompts, right? So you get over here, you have the full prompt I just made you, and you send it. You send this prompt. Let's see what it does. Right there. Full prompts, very detailed. You told it to be detailed, very detailed, very cool. It's at the point where now you don't have to think about the prompts. If you know how to format a prompt, you can tell it, write me a detailed prompt in this format, or simply just write me a detailed prompt as well. You can just talk to it. Um, I'm gonna show you an example of me talking to it. Because sometimes you might not know how to like actually say what you're trying to write or say what you're trying to talk about. And I found that like helping and just talking to it and just like kind of just speaking your mind helps a lot when talking to AI. So create me a detailed prompt I can send to ChatGPT about the advancements of technology in the last 20 years and how AI is going to affect us in the next 10 years and the field it's going to help us in. So if I didn't know like what to write and I didn't want to type it, I can just say create me a detailed prompt. I'm just talking to it, right? In fact, you can just say your sentence out loud and just submit it, and that also works. But let's say I want to create a detailed prompt with voice dictation, it makes a full prompt. I would like a well-detailed and original factual response suitable for high school and undergraduate. It adds extra detail. You didn't ask for all these. You didn't ask for the high school undergraduate assignment. It knows it's very smart, so it adds those requirements to it. It adds a lot of things. I didn't ask for this format. It added it. Creative industries, cybersecurity. I didn't talk about cybersecurity. I didn't talk about healthcare. I didn't talk about education. I didn't talk about transportation. But it added all of these things because it's very smart. It knows a lot of context and knows how to use it. So I think the tone should be objective, clear, academic. Use clear headings and structured paragraphs for easy reading. So you can see here, if I send this prompt to AI, see what it does. Oh, sorry, I said prompt at the start. You want to make sure you're copying a prompt from ChatGPT. Make sure not to write prompt at the start because it's going to think you wanted to make another prompt. So when you're doing it, just simply delete prompt at the top and then you submit it. And now it'll give you a structured, detailed technical advancements of the last 20 years. Perfect. So you can see here, introduction, major advancement in technology, cloud computing, social media and digital connectivity, biotechnology, renewable energy. It gives you full things, everything, education opportunities, personalized learning tailored towards student needs, AI tutors providing accessible education, as we just talked about. Very, very cool. Get AI to write your prompts and you'll have a great life. So it's nice. It's nice. So any more questions? The chat. Issue with that.
Yeah, we're actually almost out of time, so we're gonna try to see what we can do and take the questions probably at the end.
For sure, for sure. Sounds great. I'll make sure to do that then. All right, so moving on. So now we're gonna move into a more of a more advanced part of techno of a ChatGPT. Okay, so you guys have learned how to make prompts. You've learned how to use follow-up prompts. You've learned how to talk to AI. You might be a bit comfortable now on actually talking using AI and seeing what AI can actually do, and you're more open to it now. So we're gonna show you a little bit more of an advanced feature on ChatGPT, and it's called custom GPTs. So what is a custom GPT? A custom GPT is a specialized version of ChatGPT designed for specific tasks or knowledge domains. Think of it as a pre-trained assistant with expertise in one particular area. Unlike standard ChatGPT, custom GPTs come with built-in instructions and reference materials. eliminating the need to provide detailed prompts each time. So maybe an issue is that, oh, we kept giving a prompts, like you have to give a prompt every time and do the prompt. Like, oh, I don't want to do all that every single time. You guys make your own custom GPT for your own use case, your own thing that you want to do, make a GPT for that. And every time you talk to the GPT, it already knows how it should respond. It already knows the way it should respond. So it's very cool. And I'm going to show you guys an example right now quickly on how to structure your own custom GPT and make your own custom GPT for yourself. So let's go over here. Let's see. So when you're on I'm on the paid model, right? So I believe on the free tier, you do get GPT access, but you aren't able to create your custom GPT. And I'm going to show you quickly, guys, about how the GPT market looks like. So when you open GPTs, you're going to see a lot of things on the screen. You might see a lot of things confusing, but let me basically explain it. So you got the feature section. These are probably the most popular custom GPTs right now. You have size-based GPT, Wolfram Compute. It's for math and stuff and chemistry and like tutoring and stuff. You have Video GPT and you have Canva GPT. So there's so many GPT tools on this GPT marketplace. People post the tools here and actually make money if people use the GPT. You can monetize this. It's very cool. There's GPTs from everything. You can think tutoring GPT is gonna be like tons of upwards that show up here. Many different things that will show up. Many different things. See more. There's so many GPTs you can make. You can monetize these, put them on the marketplace. So you can also find GPTs here as well as create your own custom GPT. So I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly how to do that. So let's go over here and go back to GPTs, and then at the top right corner, you're gonna see create. Okay, so over here, you're gonna see a lot of things, and you can create a GPT with prompts as well. But I'm gonna show you guys how to just make a GPT from scratch first, and then I'm gonna show you how to make with the prompts. So over here, I have my custom GPT framework that I made prior to this meeting, and you give a name to your GPT, you give a description, you give an instruction, you give a conversation starter. So as I said before, a custom GPT is a tailored GPT catered to what you want it to do. So let's say you were a marketer and you wanted a GPT that only knows marketing things on your business. You can upload knowledge. So the knowledge it has is primarily focused on what your business does. It has full knowledge on your business context. Let's say you are in construction and you want to scale your construction company to the next level. You can give it your recent financial reports or your recent performance in certain areas, and it has a knowledge of that. And every time you talk to it, it already knows the knowledge of your conversation. You don't have to keep uploading in the chat every time and the tedious work and making prompts for it to respond. It already has all of that, and it can just respond to you because it's the custom GPT tailored for yourself. So there's thousands of ways you can use custom GPT. You can use custom GPT for almost anything you want to do. You can have a meal plan custom GPT, movie name custom GPT, a marketing custom GPT, a construction custom GPT, a finance, so many different ways. Too much to even explain a lot. So here I have a prompt chef custom GPT, right? So this is going to be a custom GPT that creates prompts for me. So you know how before I kept typing, create me a prompt in this way or make me a prompt for this. This GPT will make me prompts based on whatever I tell it. It will just make a prompt. So let's test this out. So prompt chef AI prompt recipe generator. That's the name I'm going to name it. So name prompt chef AI custom recipe generator. Description. Add a description about your custom GPT. What do you want it to do? So you're a personal assistant for cooking up effective ChatGPT prompts. Whether you're writing an essay, summarizing notes, or brainstorming ideas, just tell it what you need, and it gives you a ready-to-use prompts. So this GPT is for prompts, and tell it whatever it needs. As you can see, it writes right here, and it gives you ready-to-use prompts. Instructions. This GPT helps users instantly craft effective plain English prompts for ChatGPT or similar AI tools. It behaves like a friendly prompt coach, clear, supportive, no jargon, and it avoids overcomplication, long technical explanations, or advanced AI terminology unless requested. Conversation starters you're going to give it. So we're going to start with the instructions. So let's give it these instructions. Let's see how that works. So give it the instructions, give it this full context of the instructions, okay? Next, conversation starters. Help me write a prompt for summarizing an article. I need a prompt to generate study flashcards. What's a good prompt to brainstorm business ideas? So it's gonna give you conversation. You can give it conversation starters. And when you open the GPT, it just appears on your screen. You press that and it does it. Just like conversation starters you can have, right? It's pretty cool, pretty fun. Put it there. Copy all of them pretty quickly. Here. Give me a safe AI prompt for researching a topic quickly right there. Perfect. So we have our 4 conversation starters. You can also upload knowledge right now. Upload a simple PDF doc. So you can also give it a PDF doc with example. So like prompt templates from your slides, summarize your prompt, research assistant prompt, study assistant prompt. So if you have these slides that I made today, you guys can upload these slides onto this AI if you make your own custom GPT for your prompts and just give it the context of the every brain slides, and it will make you prompts every time based on how we told you to do it. Right now, I don't have context, so you also have an option of not using knowledge of the GPT, so you don't have to use it. But if you do want to use it to enhance the prompts, to enhance the GPT, you can. And then you can use recommended model. So right now we're gonna use 4.0, but um, you can also just pick the model you want. I recommend making a recommended model. User will use any model you prefer. I'm gonna get to that right after we cover this. So we also offer image generation and etc. So let's see how the GPT works. On the right, you can see the GPT is live, and you can use it right now. If you want, you can say, make me a prompt. Or look, you see our conversation starters, they appear right here. So I could just press this. Well, I have to create it. Let me create this. I'll make it anyone with the link. Save. So this is our GPT. This is a view GPT right here. Your GPT is on the internet. I can give it to you guys. You guys can have a GPT. It's live on the internet right now. Anyone can use a GPT. If I press this, help me write a prompt, sir. Look at that. Please summarize the main points and key details of the article in plain English. Keep it concise. So it made me a full prompt right away. It's very, very cool. I made a custom GPT right there. And there's many, many ways you can use custom GPTs. And if you go here into my GPTs, you can see your GPT right here. I have my GPT right here. You can edit your GPT. Let me go back. You can edit your GPT and add more things to it. More as well. So as well as manually creating your custom GPT, you can also prompt AI to make you a custom GPT. So let's go back and make a fresh custom GPT. That was a custom GPT we made for prompts. We don't have to think about prompts. This GPT makes prompts for us. So let's make a new custom GPT, right? Go here, create custom GPT. And now we can just go to create. Instead of having to type all this manual work in, it's too much, right? You can just be like, I want a custom GPT, who helps me who helps me with marketing for my education business. Okay? And I'm giving it a very big prompt, but it's going to make me a very, very good custom GPT. Look, updating GPT. It's thinking, it's crafting that GPT. Full GPT right there. Marketing assistant for prompting and growing your education business. And look, you can be like, make it more. Oh, it's also asking for follow-up names. It's asking for a name for your GPT. It talks to you, right? So saying, I suggest Edu Marketing Pro. Does that sound good to you? Let's just say yes, I like that name, right? Generating profile picture, it makes your profile picture. Let's see how it does that. So I think right here it's calling image generation. Right there. It called image generation and it literally made you an image for your GPT. So do you like it or would you like me to adjust something? I think I like it. Updating GPT. Would you like me to make any fine? So yeah, I'm gonna make. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but yeah, this is a full custom GPT. It made me a logo for my GPT, a whole GPT I can use right here. Give it context, marketing assistant for promoting and growing education business. Help me give the conversation starters. Give everything. I can press create and let's see. Anyone with link, anyone can have this. Save GPT, open GPT. My GPT is live right now on the internet. Everything is here. Compress it. There you go. Ask you follow questions. It's very cool, very amazing. Custom GPTs are amazing, and you can honestly do anything with custom GPTs. So I'm gonna go back to the slideshow. I know we're running short on time. I'm gonna try to get through it as fast as I can. So let's talk about the value of specialized AI tools, right? So what are the values of custom GPTs and the value of actually using specialized AI tools? So one of them is enhancing your speed. You can just jump straight into task-specific answers without lengthy explanations of your needs. And the GPT already understands your context and requirements. Like as I said before, if you're a construction company and you want to talk about your financial reports, you don't have to sit there uploading all your documents every single time to AI, uploading it every single time, or using a very old chat that the chat's already long and it's forgetting things. Just have a GPT that has all your company's documents and you can just talk to it whenever you want and it already knows the context of your stuff. So it's very cool and you can use it for that. As well as consistent results, right? It maintains the same tone, format, and approach every time you use it, creating reliable outputs you can depend on repeatedly. Custom GPTs will maintain the same tone, the same tonality, the same approach. If you prompt it and you have the right barriers set in place for custom GPT, it will maintain the same output every time. You don't have to keep saying you have to keep making a prompt for it. Like if you want to do it outside of custom GPT, you have to write a structured prompt every time so you get that same output. But you can just hard code it. You can make sure it's hardly set in the GPT, like firmly set in the GPT so that you don't have to keep changing the prompt and making a expert level prompt every time. As well as expertise on demand. So you get access to specialized knowledge without additional cost or training. It's like having a subject matter expert available 24/7. As I said before, like with financial reports, you give it context on financial reports, it'll be an expert in just financial reports 24/7 of the day. No matter the time you use it, it'll always be an expert. So it's very cool. Those are all the benefits of using specialized AI tools. It's very cool. So let's kind of talk about some real world application of custom GPTs, right? So you have, as I showed right there, we had the marketing pro coach and we had the prompt chef, right? So we have more examples over here, which is like recipe coach suggests modifications based on dietary restrictions. Legal draft helper creates preliminary contract language for your stuff. Code explainer breaks down complex programming concepts. Writing assistant maintains consistent brand voice across communications. So give the custom GPT your prompt, make the custom GPT with AI, and then use the custom GPT to help you with more things in real life. So custom GPTs are revolutionary. They can help you with any niche specific task, and it's very cool. So custom GPTs can transform how you tackle specialized tasks, offering expert level assistance without extensive training. So as I covered before, expert level assistance, you don't have to train it, you don't have to train it, you don't have to give it onboarding or how to do stuff. It already knows, it already has context on your business, context on your schoolwork, context on your life. It knows how to respond. So it's very cool. So finding and using the right custom GPT. So we already talked about the way you can find it, but it's more of a set in place actual breakdown of how to find it. So as I said before, you can use the Discover tab. You can browse GPT Store to find specialized tools for your needs, explore categories like productivity, creativity, education, or professional services. You can select different options on the custom GPT and test different options to find which one matches your requirements. Consider ratings and reviews from other users. So custom GPTs, if you have a good custom GPT, users can also rate your custom GPT. So you might notice that when you're using a custom GPT on the custom GPT market, when you talk to it, it tells you to rate it. So you can also rate the GPT so other people can know if it's good or a bad GPT. So if you want to make it go for GPTs that have high ratings and that are used by a lot of people. Customize, refine your chosen GPT with additional instructions or create your own custom GPT tailored to your specific workflow needs. So I believe you can take a custom GPT and then refine it based on your own needs. So if you like a custom GPT you see on the market, you can take that GPT, press create GPT, get the context of that GPT, and then make it your own, adding your own stuff to it. So it's pretty cool what you can do with custom GPTs. So next, any questions? I kind of want to move past this, so I'm not going to focus on questions now. I'll answer questions at the end. So let's go over here. So now we're going to get into the expert level of ChatGPT. Once you understand this, I can call you a ChatGPT expert and you understand how to actually use ChatGPT. So we're going to go into the ultimate ChatGPT model guide for 2025, the newest models that are out right now currently. Just to note, these models update almost every single week. Every single week there's a new model. In 2 weeks, GPT-5 is coming out, Grok 4. There's different models that are coming out every single week. It's very crazy. AI moves at a very rapid pace. So we're going to talk about navigating the growing ecosystem of ChatGPT models with confidence. This guide will help you select the perfect AI assistant for your specific needs. Okay? So I'm going to show you guys a slide. And I'm also going to show you guys a real example of what I mean. So this whole time we've been working with AI, we've been using ChatGPT 4.0. It's the one we've been using this whole time that's been making really fast responses. And I gave you guys a sneak peek of another model, O3, that thinks before it responded, right? So our everyday companion, GPT 4.0, this is our go-to AI assistant, and it serves as a versatile default model accessible to all users. And it excels at writing emails, blog posts, answering general questions, analyzing images and charts, supporting audio conversations for paid users, right? So it's available to everyone, and free users have limited message limits, as I said before. So GPT-4 was the base when you open ChatGPT. You open ChatGPT, it's automatically assigned to GPT-4.0. This is the regular version, and that's the one I've been using this whole time for everything I've been showing so far. I've been using GPT-4.0, so I'm not going to show a demonstration of that. Next, you have the Precision Expert, GPT 4.1. So GPT 4.1 will be your coding software engineer agent. So this one it excels at software development tasks with enhanced accuracy and precision. It's a great instruction follower and meticulously follows complex multi-step instructions with remarkable consistency, as well as a memory keeper, maintains context in larger conversations, tracking details better than GPT 4.0. And this one's only available exclusively to paid users, and as well, like that's like Plus, Pro, and Team subscriptions, right? So I'm going to switch my screen quickly and show you quickly how this works. So a lot of people don't really understand the differences of these GPTs. They don't really understand like, oh, why am I using this GPT? It doesn't make sense, right? But these GPTs can completely change the way share my screen. Completely change the way that you use AI, because using GPT 4.0, GPT 4.0 isn't good at certain tasks that the other model might be right at. So right now we're on 4.1 menu. That's the one in the presentation I just explained. It's a coding assistant, an instruction follower, and a memory keeper. So over here in the Google Drive that I will give to you guys have sample prompts you can use for the custom GPT. I'm going to go over here real quickly, and I'm going to go to model prompts. So I have over here all the prompts and all the different ways you might test it out. So we have a Markdown file. I'm gonna open a Google Docs. And you can see here, right? So these are some, okay, this might seem kind of overwhelming. You might be like, wow, this is like this too coding, all these technical words. I don't know what these mean, right? But you don't have to think about it too much. It's just an example for anyone that wants to use it for this example. We have countless of GPTs that work for other use cases. Just that this model itself, if you want to code a website, you want to code something, GPT 4.1 is your go-to. This is the best model for coding right now in OpenAI's interface. There's other models that also excel at coding, but this model is the best at instruction following and coding something when you tell it to do it. So GPT 4.1 excels in coding and precise instruction following with a 1 million token context. So basically means that the chat window that you're talking in has a 1 million content, and 1 million is a very big context of chat. So most models like GPT, like the one we were using originally, GPT 4.0, that one only has 128,000 context windows. So it's quite small compared to 4.1. And the reason why 4.1 has such a big code or a big context window is because a lot of software engineers and programmers and people that want to create big websites and want to make websites and things and cool things on the internet, like as someone said before, they want to make a game. You make a game with GPT 4.1 because if your game wants to be more advanced, you need a bigger context window for that game. So GPT 4.1 really has a big context window, and it got a 50.6 on the software engineer bench, which is a very high rating on the software engineer. That's like a software engineer test a test benchmark for AIs, and it scored pretty high on it. So here's one problem we're gonna test it with, right? We're gonna do this might be a bit technical for a lot of you guys, but it's just a simple thing about Python. But you can just I just want to kind of show you an example of how this will work. Refactor your 5000 line Python script for user data right there. So let's say I said this, and if you're anyone in tech, this can help you out. So it's gonna do this. I was gonna say sample. I don't have a script for this. I'm just gonna say sample imaginary. And okay, so I see it wants me to upload my scripts, right? I don't have a script right now, but if I did have a script, it would analyze this thing fully, and it will give me a full refactoration. We can actually test out a different example for this. We can say, make me a fast, make me a chess game. So since it's good at coding, it can just code a chess game. It codes a full concise chess game, and it tells you exactly how to make the chess game, right? So you can also just go into Canvas, you can press write or code. It says code the chess game. Then it will code you a full chess game. As so. Made you a full chess game. You can press run. Or I believe not run. But this is your full code of the chess game, and this works fully. So if you put this into a coding thing or like any IDE and you plug it in, your coding your chess game would work. So welcome to chess, input moves. You have to put your move, white to move. It's just a simple chess game. It's not that advanced. Simple one prompt. But it gets more advanced the more you prompt it. So that's just cool. GPT 4.1 is your coding expert. You want to use it for anything coding related, making games, anything cool. And we'll get to that in future classes where I actually show you how to make games and all those fun little things, right? And moving forward, we don't have much time, so I'm going to get through this pretty quick. Next, we have our creative conversationalist expert. So GPT 4.5, right? So GPT 4.5 is basically an expert at writing. So anyone that wants to write, we talked a little bit about it before, the AI stuff, how schools are flagging for AI generated content, and the AI work isn't that good. You feel like the work is like you can tell it's AI, right? So, but basically, GPT 4.5 is a master at writing professional essays, anything writing, professional summaries, professional anything that comes to writing and creative and conversations. GPT 4.5 is your go-to. That's why I really emphasize in knowing and understanding these models and how to use these models for different use cases. Because you don't want to just open up ChatGPT and start talking to it. Because GPT 4.0 isn't good for certain things. It's good to just generally talk to it, but 4.5, 4.1, the other models we're going to talk about have their own specializations that you should use. That's why a lot of you guys might be like, oh, when you're submitting your work in school, they're saying it's AI generated because you're not using the wrong model. You have to make sure you're using the right model and the right guidelines with the model. So GPT 4.5 delivers more human-like interactions, right? With enhanced creative writing capabilities, more natural conversational flow, improved tone sensitivity for personal content, better factual recall in everyday discussions. It's perfect for creative projects, social media content, and personal communications. It's available to Plus and Pro users in higher plans. So I'm going to share my screen quickly and write like a quick essay showing you GPT-5 in action. So let's make a new chat using GPT-5. So we know more models and then GPT-5. As you can see, good for writing and exploring ideas. So with GPT-5, I can say, write me a large essay on climate change with AI. With climate change in AI. Wait, I'm actually going to make this more detailed. Write me a large essay on how AI is affecting climate change, right? So it's gonna make me a full canvas essay. It's gonna go into canvas mode. As you can see, it went to canvas mode, and it's typing me a full essay on the right. Normally, when you guys talk to regular ChatGPT, you don't normally see it open this canvas and start actually thinking and typing. You just see it right. You just see it right in your chat. That's how you know it's just a regular model. But when you use 4.5, it really thinks and it makes you human level, PhD level work, right? So AI significantly enhances climate modeling and predictive analysis. AI helps climate change. AI really helps it. So, for instance, Google's DeepMind AI successfully reduced energy consumption. So it's really telling us how AI is helping climate change and how it's revolutionizing the climate in the world. So as you can see here, it's letting me a full, it's taking time to write it. It's taking time to write it. It's really thinking when it's writing. It's making it high quality. That's why I'm really emphasizing on the fact that you guys should really learn the model. I'm gonna upload the slides as well. Any questions, run the one-on-ones, the weekly classes or the Tuesday classes and ask questions about this because it's very important to learn the models if you want to master AI and actually be ready for an AI world. You need to learn all these models and I'm gonna try my best to teach it to you guys. So you can see here, making a full essay, conclusion AI transforms. You see that? It's pretty good. GPT 4.5, master at conversations and essays and human writing. It's very good at this. So moving forward, we're gonna go to the next model. Perfect. So the deep thinker. So this is GPT o3. Okay, so o3, some of you guys might think, oh, but it's o3. Isn't o4 the newest one? No. So GPT o3 is ChatGPT's one of the ChatGPT's most advanced models. Okay, so it can literally act as almost expert. It's an expert in any field it thinks. It's the most sophisticated model for complex problem solving and step-by-step thinking. So it excels in anything STEM related, anything that requires any large level of thinking past like the human brain or things that you just really can't conceptualize in your mind. It has exceptional performance in mathematics, science, technical analysis takes, deep technical capabilities, ideal for coding challenges, research projects, and complex scientific work. If anyone you're into tech, you guys may have noticed that when you're trying to code or like you're trying to do anything technical, your homework, or you're trying to make anything like if you're in medical, if you're doing like nursing or anything in medical, when you're trying to analyze something technically, you might be like, oh, the AI is just like giving me junk. It's not really that accurate. GPT o3 is very accurate. It's literally like master at every single concept in the world. If you use GPT o3 every day to learn something new, you will excel at anything you do. So I'm gonna show you a quick example of how GPT o3 actually works. And you guys actually saw a quick example of it before with the to-do list, I believe, or a picture of the to-do list where I got it to make a table and give me very concise details on things, and it did it very well. So I'm going to share my screen again and show you some examples of what GPT o3 can actually do. Let me just my screen. That looks like Chrome closed. Back here. Share my screen. Switch the screen. Perfect. All right. So we're here in GPT o3. We have some examples in this guide I'm going to give you guys. But GPT o3 is very advanced. Very cool. So let's say I had a 20-page scientific paper on quantum computing advancements in 2025. So, or like, let's say biomedical engineering research paper. For example, if I want to download a PDF of this, just get a random PDF of research. A full context chapter PDF of a bunch of research. Doesn't make it count. Perfect. So we have a full chapter 9 of research. Let me go over here. Let me submit this. Analyze this PDF. Analyze this PDF, break down what it talks about, make it into tables and charts and flow diagrams. Explain to me in simple words for someone who doesn't know anything about biomedical engineering. Then I'm going to say, once you're done explaining it, generate me a functional HTML website of charts and visual explanations of what it talked about in the PDF. Then generate me an image of a infographic about it. So I give it so many things to do. I said, make me a website, break down the PDF, give me charts, generate me an image. I'm giving O3 so many steps, so many tasks to do. No other model can take this much information and do it. So let's see how this works, right? So it's gonna do a lot of things here. So reading documents is reading the document. What's this document talking about, right? Okay, so it looks like you have some flexibility here for visualization. It really thinks, it reads a document, it really thinks and analyzes this. No other model can really think like this and do this. So let's see how this works. Already done, right? Analyzing. Now it's analyzing this using coding languages. You don't have to even worry about this, right? It's giving a full analysis about this. Let's say I close it out. Analyzing though. Analyzing. Fully analyzing everything. Analyze. Done analyzing. Generating an image. Generates me an infographic. And this is a random PDF you guys saw me find it online about biomedical engineering. It's going to generate you a full image. Creating image. Biomedical engineering. Research areas. Overview. It does a lot of chain of thinking. Makes me a full infographic on that PDF I just found randomly online, right? Research areas, adding details. It's very cool. Many ways you can use this to enhance your learning. If you're doing presentations in school, it's still working, right? Right? Then it gives you about what the PDF talks about. See how it all fits together. Visual aids, interactive mini site, download and open the mini site, right? Let's see how this works. So the mini site didn't work that well because maybe I gave it too many things. But as you can see here, it made a website for me. You can get the website if you keep following the prompting and telling it to improve the website and improve certain things. You can say, make me a website on this. So we got your follow-up prompts right here, right? Make me a website based on the PDF with infographics and visual charts. So since O3 is very smart and can retain a lot of context, it will generate you a full website based on that PDF. So we'll plan the website code, how we should actually do it. Because I already made it HTML, so we're going to enhance that site to make it a little bit more detailed. As you can see here above, it made me a full infographic. It gave me a full summary on what the PDF talks about. Made me an image on what the PDF was literally talking about. A full image. You can download this image, send it to people. But now, analyzing it again, using coding languages and whatnot, HTML, and all these coding languages to create me a site. So look, downloadable HTML. There you go. So as you can see here, fully functioning website from one prompt. If you're more detailed, the more detailed you are, the better output you get. Fully functional website, simple, biomedical graph you can send to people. Let's say you're a researcher and you want to put your research into like some sort of interactive way that people can learn easier. Fully functioning site, you can see here, things are moving on it, like all that. And the more you follow a prompt, the more you talk to it, the better the output, right? If I keep adding more things, make it more detailed, add images to the site, add this to the site, it's very great for learning different things, very great for conveying information. As you can see, it uses a lot of chain of thought thinking. It thinks for 23 seconds. It makes me an image. It gives me a chart. It makes me a website I can download and put. I can send this website to you guys in the chat. You guys can use the website. It's interactive. There's things moving on the site. There's things moving on the site. It tells me like topic, plain English meaning, why you care, infographic overview, moving charts. And the more detailed you are, you can keep prompting it and keep making it better. So moving forward to some of the next models. So we're gonna have over here the quick problem solver, O4 Mini. So O3 is like the big brother of O4 Mini. So O4 Mini, I know it has 4 in it, so it should be newer. But since ChatGPT basically releases models, they released the younger model first. So before this was O3 Mini, and then it was O1, and then it was O3 Mini, and now O3 Mini grew up and became O3. And then now they have to release O4 Mini, and then eventually O4 Mini is going to grow up and become O4, and then O3 is going to not going to be a thing anymore. So it advances really quick, and O4 Mini is like the younger brother of O3. So O4 Mini can basically it's very fast. So all the things you saw O3 do, O4 Mini can do faster, but not to the same level of detail. So like as you saw, it generated an image and made me a website. O4 can do it, but it may not be as detailed. But if you do want fast output, if you're in like a quick scenario, you don't want too much thinking and stuff doing, you just get O4 Mini to do it pretty quickly, get the same level of output pretty much. And yeah, it's very fast. So it uses speed and it meets technical powers like O3. As you saw, O3 is very, very technical powerful. It can do many different things with O3, but O4 Mini kind of meets in the middle of, as we saw, GPT-4o, the regular one that most people use when they open ChatGPT. And then you also have O3 on the other extent, the very extreme one. So O4 Mini is kind of in the middle of those two, and it meets in the middle, and it's fast as well, and it makes the things as well. So if you're in the middle and you want too many things going on, you just go for Mini, right? And it excels at mathematical computation challenges, programming and visual coding tasks, visual reasoning and image analysis, perfect balance, ideal when you need technical capabilities without sacrificing speed. This model strikes an excellent balance between processing power and response times, right? So I have an example here I want to show you guys. So uh, I have an example I want to show you guys that O4 Mini can do. Actually, I'm not going to show you an example of O4 Mini. I'm going to show you an example of the next one we're talking about. I know we're late on time right now. So quick problem solver O4 Mini, very quick, similar to O3, similar to GPT-4o. In the middle, it responds quickly, and it also produces things quick. Like the technical stuff happens very quick. Then we have O4 Mini High. So you're gonna have the younger brother, which is O4. You're gonna have the big brother, which is O3. Then you have the younger brother, which is O3 or O4 Mini. Then now you have the older brother of O4 Mini. So the older brother of O4 Mini is called O4 Mini High. Okay. So O4 Mini High uses 20% more reasoning power compared to O4 Mini. It has 15% higher accuracy compared to O4 Mini and has a 5% speed trade-off. So you're trading off 5% speed for 20% more reasoning power and 50% more higher accuracy. And then when accuracy matters more than instant results, O4 Mini High delivers the extra processing power you need for complex math, coding, and reasoning tasks. And this is only exclusively to paid users. So I'm going to show you a quick example. I mean, it's a pretty fun example of what O4 Mini High can do. So over here, we have an image here of Waldo. I don't know if you ever seen this puzzle before, but Waldo is hidden in this image somewhere. It's a lot going on. You're like, how am I going to find him? Like, it's so many things going on. So let's get O4 Mini High to help us find Waldo. As you can see here, O4 Mini High is great at coding and visual reasoning. It really analyzes photos, takes the code of the photo, and really analyzes to find things in the photo or use the photo for certain things. So let's say find me Waldo in this image. Let's see how O4 Mini High does. The lot going on in this image, right? I can't even find it myself. It's opening the image, analyzing. You can see here, it literally opens the image when it's doing it. It literally opens the image. Look, opens the image. Analyzing. It's opening the image when it's thinking. Analyzing image. Let's see what it does. This is a famous picture game. It's called Waldo. It's like you have to find him in the puzzle. It's pretty cool. So it's a test they use on a lot of AIs to see their visual capabilities. So it's really thinking like, oh, is that Waldo? I don't know if that's Waldo. It's thinking, it's zooming into certain people. Where's Waldo? Where could Waldo be? It's really zooming in. Checking bottom left quadrant, looking for Waldo. It's thinking. Trying to find him. Analyzing image, top right. This might be like a silly, fun use case, but there's many ways to actually use this to analyze images and analyze certain things. If you're a researcher and you want to analyze like some sort of different things that you're seeing, or like you're doing medical and stuff, you can use O4 Mini High to quickly get analysis. This is a harder example, so it does take some time because it wants to make sure it gives you the right input. So it really takes time to think about this. Zooming in, trying to find them. Just found Waddle. Waddle is hiding just below the center of the picture, about 1/3 away from the left. If you look just beneath the big hat display table, you'll spot him in his red hat. Let's see if we can find him. So Waddle's hiding just below the center of the image, about 1/3 away from the left if you look just beneath the big hat display table. So right there, that's Waddle, right here. 1/3 center to the left, Waddle in the right in the stripes. So it found Waddle for us. It gave us exactly his pinpoint location. We found him right here. That's perfect. As you can see, no one else in the image has stripes. Waldo is known for having the stripes and the red thing. So center table on the left, 1/3 on the left. That's him right there. Perfect. So as you can see here, O4 Mini High has very, very high image reasoning capabilities. You can see here, it thought for literally 2 minutes trying to analyze the photo and find something. That's why I'm emphasizing and understanding how to use these models. Because if you understand how to use these models, you're going to completely revolutionize the way you actually use AI and the way you actually enhance your workflow with it. Because if you use this model for certain things, you use O3 for certain things, you use GPT, you use 4.1 for certain things, you use 4.5 to write your essays and write your school stuff, you use 4.0 to just like your daily talking, you're gonna really excel. You're gonna really understand AI, and in the AI-centric world, you're gonna really understand what you're doing. So that's why I really emphasize it. So getting back to the presentation, as you can see here, O4 Mini High is great at that. And just kind of summarizing, to choose your perfect ChatGPT model, as you can see here, GPT 4.0 is free and paid, and it's great for everyday writing and general tasks. And then you have GPT 4.1, which is great at coding and instructions, and is limited to free and plus and above. Then you have GPT 4.5, which is great for creative content, natural tone, human sounding stuff, and anything for creativity and writing. And it's available for paid users only. Then you have complex reasoning and deep STEM, as we saw before, made an image, made a website, made a chart. That's O3, and it's only available to paid users. Then you have fast technical and visual task. That's O4 Mini, and it's only available to paid users. Then you have high precision, complex work, like the image of a lot of people, and you have to find Waddle. There's so much going on; it's very complex that you have to use O4 Mini High for that. But you can use O4 Mini High, O3, but that's only available to paid users. And then, as I said here, choose wisely to optimize your AI experience, as I said before. Free users have access to GPT 4.0, while paid users unlock specialized models for advanced needs. So if you really want to advance your needs and really advance your life with AI, I really recommend getting Plus because you can use many, many things. There's many different ways you can use this. Next, I'm going to save the question at the end, and I showed my examples of the different models, and that's basically it. So I'm going to kind of summarize what you guys have learned today, and then at the end we'll take questions. So today you've learned ChatGPT fundamentals. Your understanding of how language models work and the capabilities allows you to leverage AI tools more effectively for your specific needs. So we cover a lot about how to do to-do lists, how to make meal plans, how to use it to analyze photos, analyze images, etc., and many different things. We showed you that you can create images with ChatGPT. As you can see, your O3 created an image with ChatGPT. But we're going to show you in future classes how you can make full content or any infographic, any slideshow, any slides, or anything you do with ChatGPT. Then you can do prompt crafting. You learn how to write clear, effective prompts that generate results by being specific about format, tone, and content needs. You guys have fully learned today how to craft a prompt. I showed you from the ground up how you can make a prompt manually, how you can get ChatGPT to make a prompt, and how you can just make a ChatGPT agent GPT that makes your prompts for you. So there's many different ways you can do that, and you guys have mastered the art prompt crafting. Next, you also played around with advanced tools, like you explored custom GPTs, and I'm gonna give you guys some prompt templates you guys can use to supercharge your productivity. For common tasks like writing or research, I'll attach that in the Google Classroom where you guys will have access to all our prompt templates we use and all the prompt tools we use to get great ChatGPT outputs. And remember, you've already made significant progress. These skills build on each other and improve with practice. I know it might be kind of overwhelming right now, me showing you all the models, all these different things I just showed you. It might be so overwhelming, like where do I even begin? But just remember, as you use ChatGPT more, as you use AI more, you will develop more skills and you will keep improving. So this is already a great start of building your future. So let's move forward. So now I'll take any questions that you guys may have because we're fully done the presentation for week 1 and let's take questions now.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you very much for this presentation. I mean, that was very detailed. There was a lot of learning there. Just as Samuel said, it may look overwhelming, but once you start putting this into practice, or maybe identify your niche area, and then you focus on it, you're gonna enjoy probably start using these skills. I mean, there are so many things you could do at work daily, or maybe studying, or maybe you're learning for a new career. There are things here that you can do. In the meantime, I just want to emphasize that everybody should join the Google Classroom. I see a lot of people here. I see their names, but I don't know if they're in the Google Classroom yet. We asked everybody to click and join the Google Classroom. That way we can organize. Again, the recording is going to be available in the Google Classroom. So I'm just going to stop the recording for now and could go with questions.